Welcome to That's Absurd Podcast, your source for everything hip-hop, pop culture, sports, and more. Tune in, subscribe, enjoy.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of That's Absurd Podcast. I go by the name of Juno, a.k.a. Melvo.
It's your boy, Gene AP.
And your boy, Gray.
And we are back, finally back in the studio. It's been a minute, but we back in the studio.
Exactly. What happened? Sound coming in clear?
No, we're good.
Okay.
What you guys been up to lately?
Not much. I mean, just working. Shit, I ain't got a job.
That's what
I'm talking about working.
That's what I was about to say. What you mean working?
It's working out the work now. That's what it's.
I don't know, man.
I'm about to hit you with the
Enjoy
Martin,
life.
nigga. You ain't got no job.
Tired.
About to hit you with that Tommy real
Tommy.
quick.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not much, really. Just living life during this post-COVID era.
No, I don't think we at the post yet.
Well, during this
We
COVID
still
era.
mid-COVID.
COVID.
So, what about you, Nate? What you been up to?
Nothing much this past week. Nothing much really. I got a kid's birthday getting ready to come happen pretty soon.
Every week.
That's
Every week.
It's just at the
Nigga
top of
gotta-
the year. So my son's birthday is about to happen coming up. That's about it. Just doing stuff around the house, trying to swap
Which
out some
son?
of the computer systems. Junior, the baby.
I should know. It's my godson.
You have any of
Yeah.
your kids' birthday that falls on or around any holidays?
All of them, nigga.
I have one 4/8, one 4/25, another on July 23, then other December 2nd. No one.
Okay.
We're all are in between, scattered around. So
I guess December. You said December 2nd.
Yeah, December 2nd. That's still
same
pretty
I
early.
month.
guess that's like week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, her birthday, then Christmas a couple weeks later. So it's kind of scattered. My wife's in August, mine's in October. So everyone's kind of scattered throughout the year.
I got my sister's right after Christmas.
Yeah, so I haven't been up to much. April, what did we do? Did we do anything for?
I ain't do nothing for Easter.
Not much. I think I ended up eating. I went to Waldo's. We ate over there, but that was about it. We usually do a little Easter egg hunt with the kids. We postponed that. We're probably gonna do it sometime this week. Something we have packed their bags and all that stuff. We just never got a chance to get around to doing it. So that's about it. How about you guys?
I ain't do much except fly to Florida.
So you're here since when? Since today or since Easter?
Now I got here yesterday,
Okay.
so had to get here. Had a hair appointment. That took up my whole damn day. So
Oh, you haven't found a stylist up there?
I ain't looking for a stylist up there.
You trying to just do it?
I got my stylist here. I just
stick to it.
when I'm here, I'm here. When I'm not, I'm just looking rough.
Okay, but when you're up there, are you actually finding stuff to do while you're up there? Because if you gotten the gist of New York, you can start moving around and
I'm moving around, but ain't really much to move around to, other than linking up with a few folks that I know up there.
okay.
Ain't really much to do outside of the outdoors.
Is there any like real estate opportunities, like people slipping up stuff either for foreclosed or opened or super cheap that you haven't had a chance to come across those?
New York, bro.
It's New
Yeah,
York.
What you gonna get?
Every now, that's what I'm saying. But every now and then you might catch
Units,
a gym.
bro.
What,
I'm saying,
units?
It ain't gonna be
It's
cheap.
probably not gonna be
That's gonna
cheap.
be attached to like a 100 story building. I mean,
Maybe
you gotta get
I'm
the
just
unit.
saying, if it's cheap, okay, it's New York.
You might get the least.
Listen, New York cheap is still considered Florida expensive. But let's say you get
Of
something
course.
$1,400 for a two bedroom, which is, you know what I'm saying, you might have lucked out by New York standards. You lock that down.
You ain't even gonna find it, bro.
You probably not gonna. I'm saying
You're not gonna find it.
because some people are in rent controlled areas. So in New York, they allow you to sublease. So maybe you could swap it that way. I'm saying that's why I mean maybe you lucked out that way. Because that's the only way. People that get real cheap stuff, they never get their name off the lease. They'll sublease it to a family member, shit like that, or keep it going, whatever it is. But yeah, it's hard to count. Shit's wild.
Ain't shit. You ain't catching shit in New York.
Shit, people not paying rent right now.
Exactly. Motherfuckers living rent free. Ain't gonna sublease nothing.
You're gonna end up having to pay the rent yourself. So you gotta
But-
have to pay yourself, bro.
We coming off of a good episode from last week. You got any, Nate? You got any feedback from last week's episode?
I got a few. I got from a friend of the podcast, ATL. She loved it. She thought it was very informative. I got another friend that just was listening to it right now. He liked the story, but it's like 4 hours. She's about halfway through, but he's rolling. He already says he's just going to start telling people, I like females. Simple as that. No more arguing. He learned that from the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a very solid podcast. I tried to get it promoted. And I don't know.
You did a horrible job.
I tried.
For promotion, you're gonna need money, bro.
No, I was gonna put money into the campaign, but I think Facebook had this whole thing about it. I was doing it from my phone.
You need money, yeah.
You don't even need that much because all it is basically
do,
they make it where you promote. You can promote to either you're already your friends list already.
Yeah, you don't want to do
Or-
that. If you got to promote you to your friends,
Well, you do because when you're
'Cause they
posting
don't see
online,
it.
they don't see it. You could have 1,000 friends, only like maybe 15, 20 of them see it. So that's how they get you. They charge you. That's the reason you don't have engagement is because you're not either constantly posting or you're not paying to push it out more. So you can either post to them or you could set up the demographics of who you want to
And
promote it to.
for it to work with your friends, even if you post it organically, those 15 people that see it have to interact with it for even another 14 people to see it.
Yeah.
If they just see it, they can see it and they be like, okay, this is cool. But if they don't engage with it,
Yeah.
it's not gonna send it out to more people. That's
So-
what I realized when you post on IG, like only a few
see it.
friends
That's the
see
reason.
it. But then if all your friends that do see it like it
If they like
or
it,
share it, then it'll show it to all the rest of your friends.
Yeah.
And all the rest of your friends will have an opportunity to see it.
So like
Shit
if
is
they put
fucking
a
crazy.
comment on their thing, you might go back and put like a heart on it that you like that they commented just so they can give more. The more engagement you get on one thing, it kind of spreads and trickles in. But either way, it was something set up between the account and wanted me to pull from either my personal one or the face one. I was like, I'll have to try it when I'm in front of the computer. I didn't get a chance to go back to it. But definitely a good episode. It's still 4 hours. I think we broke some new grounds out there. I would want to break it into more episodes and maybe run it back as maybe one of these days as a throwback episode.
Throwback
I think that
episode.
was very informative. I think we broke new grounds out here. So just let alone the actual terminology of the
Yeah, I got a lot of
the
feedback
male and
from it
female.
actually, bro.
I was explaining it to my wife just that time. She was like, "Okay, I could agree with that." Just that point alone, I was like, "See, remember?" I was like, so we're arguing on semantics when all they had to say is say that much. I like no one would disagree with you if you said that way, male and female. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my wife was like, "Yeah, I could agree with that." I was like, exactly. So I think that in itself is whole new grounds. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. What feedbacks you got from it?
I just had a lot of people tell me it was informative. They were surprised that we could even find someone that would, after listening to our podcast for however long they have,
Yeah.
they was shocked that somebody that actually listens to our podcast and see how we just be talking reckless would even come onto the platform. So we gotta definitely shout out Steven for even having the balls pause
Yep.
to even come on the podcast and just be an open book, really. So shout out to Steven. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback from it, man. It was pretty cool. I think we even got a voicemail from it, so we'll play the voicemail.
Okay.
Y'all want to play the voicemail now or later?
Oh yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
go to play now.
All right, let me try to find it real quick.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's me, your boy, the mayor from the Star 5. Yo, I had to give y'all a voicemail. But I had to congratulate y'all brothers, man. To the week of boy comments, you know, many could perceive them as homophobic and all that good stuff. But then you had somebody reach out, yo, I want to have the discussion with y'all. I'm going to keep it real. I doubted somebody was going to come through, but somebody did. And not you, Juno, but I meant to say Gray. holy shit, like, I thought you might have been like a fucking ball of fire, like trying to and fighting, you know, God and science and all that other shit, but you kept your cool, you asked questions, but I think the most important thing you did was you sat back and just listened and absorbed, like, you know, and asked the questions. And lucky y'all got somebody that was cool enough to just deal with y'all and the way y'all were talking about it. You know, it was one of the best interactions that y'all had with the guests, especially with the touchy subject that y'all covered in homosexuality and the LGBTQ, whatever other initials you want to add on to that shit. You know, I'm rambling right now, but I just really wanted to say, man, big ups to y'all, man. I was impressed as a fan, as a listener, and like I said, I doubted that interaction was somebody who's going to step up and say, yo, I want to have this conversation with y'all, especially listening to all the episodes that I've heard over the years. But y'all brothers did it. So big up to y'all for tackling a touchy subject and a hard topic, man. Pause on the hard topic part, but y'all know what it is. Just getting ready for an invite for your brother, your boy, man, when y'all ready. Man, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
All right, that was the voicemail. Shout out to Mayor, man. The Mayor been fucking with us for a minute. He has his own podcast called the Starting Five Podcast. It's definitely I definitely listen to it all quite often. It's a sport. It's about sports and shit, and it's a real good sports podcast. If you don't want the typical, you know how a lot of people have sports podcasts, but then they don't have there's no swag to it. It's just pretty much sport, cut and dry sports.
I don't listen to those because I don't follow a lot of sports head on.
That's the thing.
So I only listen to sports podcasts that do have
his has personality and shit into it. So definitely, if you guys want to check out a sporting podcast, check out the Starting Five Podcast. It's on iTunes, it's on Anchor, iTunes, all the platforms where you usually get podcasts from. But
I just realized a couple of our listeners also have their own podcasts. Because I'm not at work right now, I don't even get a chance to listen to them. Like, even ATL has her own now. Even Didier.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen Didier.
I try to listen to all of them as much as I can, especially because if I'm driving, I do a lot of driving anyway.
Yeah,
so
because I'd be at the house, I haven't chance
pop
to.
one of theirs on. But definitely shout out to the Mayor of the Starting Five Podcast. What y'all think about his voicemail? He told me, he had hit me up on Instagram, told me he was going to leave a voicemail. And I was like, I want to see what he says about this last episode. But that's part of the good feedback. It was good feedback.
Yeah,
what y'all think?
Yeah, I like the feedback. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, like, that last episode, I mean, I'm glad that we had it. Mainly, I was just looking for understanding. You know, because, like, my whole life, I could never understand that, you know, like, being born.
Your whole life, nigga, your whole life haven't been trans running around.
His whole life, he's been anti-trans. His whole life.
I ain't been anti.
He's been anti-trans his whole life.
I ain't been anti, bro.
You know, trans people been fighting their whole life. He's been anti-trans his whole life. He's been looking for a reason to why he said that.
I ain't been anti, bro.
It's like the opposite. I've been looking for a reason to accept these people as human beings my whole life.
Oh,
come on, man. Like, no, because like it's good that, you know, like I got a lot of understanding from it, like, because a lot of time I thought it was just like foolery. I thought, you know, it was just
you thought it was just on some bullshit.
But as he explained it, yeah, I mean, I understand. It's more like what do you call that?
Now, mind you, that was just our last guest's experience.
Right. And that's what he says. Yeah. That's what he said.
Well, we did like to say he's representing all the culture.
Yeah, we told him he's representing the whole culture.
He did a good job, but someone else might come here with a whole different theme, you know what I'm saying? Because it is such a big alphabet community. They have different people, have different stuff. And that's why I remember that was one of the things I brought in the episode. I was like, just because they're part of the community don't mean you understand the next person's thing. It's totally two different things.
Right.
But either way, that's yeah.
Well, I was shocked too. Like, same way he was shocked that we actually had someone that would come on and talk. And the person that we had come on been listening to us for years because we've been doing this shit for years, and he's been listening to us for years. So all the
This is very disrespectful.
Are you very sure you're not homosexual?
all the shit that we be having on all this.
Okay? What you are hearing is 400 years of oppression. That's
we
what
have
you
a whole
hearing.
bunch of shit that's
different
like
tags.
Homo.
shit
that's
like
the
that. So
Yeah, the
and-
tag. Yeah.
And I was shocked he even did it too, but I've known Steven for before he came out of the closet.
So you didn't know?
I
were
knew
you shocked to find out of him as well, or no?
about what
Him coming out of the closet, or you?
was I shocked?
Yeah.
I guess because I never that wasn't something that never came up about his sexuality, but.
You never
Because-
suspected anything? Or?
No, I never suspected anything of him either because I think I met Steve when he was probably like 16 before all the coming out of the closet and shit, and his experience coming out of the closet and all that. So, but he never came off as gay because you don't just assume someone is gay. You always assume that they are straight. So,
Well,
I've known Steven for years.
Because like I think like the thing is he's not flamboyant, so I guess that's probably why, and he doesn't give you like any tendencies or any habit,
But I guess I don't know.
any attitude, any ways, you know.
I suppose. I don't know. I just never knew he was gay until he came out of the closet. So, but I've known him for a minute, and I was even shocked that he would even come on here and be open like he was.
I mean that's good, you know. Just be free, open up, but
Because his sister, if he didn't mention her name, but his sister's been on the podcast before and all that. So yeah, just surprised that anybody did come on since we be having all these
Homo.
topics and shit. So shit like that. But what you take from the voicemail, Nate?
I think he was right. He said Gray wasn't steaming mad, which he thought. So
what would that be? What?
I don't know. Like
think
I guess because they only hear you on the podcast, and
I mean, we joke about Gray being homophobic or anything like that, but we're not really homophobic. We don't really go around thinking one way or the other about gay folks, really. I think it was, like I said, it was a solid podcast. People thought they were shocked that we'd have someone on there, but we're very open out here. You know, right when we thought
pause.
what I thought. Remember we had
That
Buddy.
open, yeah.
We had Buddy on here that thought Juno was he thought Juno was a misogynistic, and he came and defended his part. And there was a guy on top of that, so he was very open, fighting on the rights of behalf of women. But we're very open on this podcast.
Yeah, we let anybody on this podcast.
Yeah,
It ain't nothing to us. We could talk to anybody, so it is what it is.
Yeah, let that show. We're ready for the big leagues, though. You know what I'm saying? And speaking on the bigger topics, we cover so much. But like I said, it was solid. I'm glad that I haven't got any bad reviews from it yet. And even the title, I was wondering what title he was gonna go with because we left in here. But I think it ended up going with the gay dissertation, right?
Yeah, the nigga that's
This was a dope title because
bro.
it doesn't lean you one way or the other.
These titles, nigga. All these titles I put out, nigga. These titles be fire.
Because I was thinking we were gonna do some kind of funky title where it's funny, or is it gonna be something that where people are gonna read, these niggas in turn gay? But the gay dissertation, it's you don't know one way or the other. It's just dissertation. It's solid. Like what is niggas talking about?
When I was asking my girl, damn, what should I name this podcast?
I thought we were gonna pull like a joke from the podcast.
Yeah,
but then that could be read, which was could be read one way or the other, or you know what I'm saying. Or
But it can be because if you just look at the title, gay dissertation, it could have been like, damn, one of these niggas is coming out of the closet.
Oh wow.
it could be, but it's not an insult to gays. In
It's
a sense.
not.
And you could have named it like no homo, which you're like, hold on, all these guys are there, or Or that in itself sounds like it's
Anti-gay,
or you could have
yeah.
said we're all about gay. We could have leaned into a gay joke and then like all these niggas making gay jokes. You know what I'm saying? We could have leaned into something like that,
Yeah,
or like
that
call
would
it
be- that
all
would
in
be
the
good,
butt,
right?
something like that. We could have leaned in
whoa.
that way. You know what I'm saying? Making a
Whoa.
joke that way. But gay dissertation is kind of like a neutral thing. You're like, hold on, what are these guys talking about? And I like that. To me, is more welcoming. You have no issue posting it and feeling that your
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
are gonna feel one way or the other. They'll be like, if anything, like, oh, let me click on this. What are they talking about? And I thought that was a solid
That's what I do, bro. I come up with these titles. I come up with these titles that make sense to the episode. I try to, at least.
Yeah, so that one.
Even the one before that was a good title I liked as well, and it was you remember that, what episode was it? Well, the episode before it was the little T for me.
yeah.
Do you understand that title? Tell me if you understand it, and I'll break down to you my mental.
Explain it to me because I don't remember the episode. What was the episode about?
It was the episode before that when we was just talking about trans.
Oh, the little T for trans.
Okay, yeah, remember we was talking about trans, right?
Uh-huh.
And our discussion was about how we don't think kids should.
The little T.
So the
trans.
little T is the
Yeah,
the
That's
young
Catholic,
D-Wade
is
son.
the younger kids that are trans or say they're trans,
Yeah.
and that's how that whole played in my
Okay, yeah.
mind is the little T for me.
Yeah, that's good.
So your boy be coming. Hey, if you got a podcast out there and you need somebody to come
You
on,
know the title, yeah.
hit me up, nigga. I'll listen to the episode and then I'll come up with some fire shit for you. So holla at me if you need a podcast title.
Or even
I
your
won't charge
relationship
much
needs
of
a title.
nothing.
You know,
Anything, bro. It's all good, bro. I put a lot.
you want to
of
know
thought
where you
into
at with
these.
them. You know,
I put a lot of thought into just the titles alone.
you know, give y'all a title. Yeah.
But where we at, fellas? We want to jump into the absurdities, or is there anything we need to discuss before we get into the absurdities?
I guess we can get on some of these absurdities.
All right,
Let's check out anything else.
Yeah. So what should we start with first?
Hip hop. We'll start with the tragic news
Yeah.
of DMX overdosing.
Darkman X.
Earl Simmons, overdosing this past week, and
First, before we get into it, what was it? When did y'all start? Do y'all even listen to DMX, or
I started middle school.
what introduced you to DMX?
Let me see. Mainly about his first song. What was the first one? What was it? Stop.
The anthem,
Yeah. The
Rough Riders anthem.
Rough Riders.
It might have been the anthem. I know my homeboy, Big Harry, is a big fan of his. He used to bring the CDs to
I
school.
think what's his name? Also,
I
a big
used to
fan
always
too.
hear
Not Harry. Josias.
Yeah, their parents were probably borrowed from each before we know. Yeah, so that's how I ended up even hearing him. He used to bring the CD to school, and I saw him. He let me borrow the CD, the X CD, The Last Breed. He had he has a bunch. There was one year he came out. He's probably the only rapper to done that, where he dropped 2 albums in 1 year and they both ended up going platinum.
Right.
So he was on fire when he was the man. DMX was a beast, man. You know what I'm saying?
My older brother, he's the one older than me, above me. That nigga was a big DMX fan, and I didn't even realize how much influence he had on me listening to music. Because he used to fuck with DMX heavy, and then that got me into listening to DMX.
You know what's so raw about DMX? Because the South didn't embrace New York artists a lot.
Right, but they embraced
But they
DMX.
fucked with DMX, bro.
Right.
Because the South loves Belly.
Yeah, he had the crunk,
loves what's
he had-
name.
yeah.
So we didn't even notice he was New York in a sense.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Because he was crunk.
Yeah, his style was yeah.
He was crunk. Well, he was talking about New York stuff using terminology, but it was still crunk. It was a different. It wasn't all just bars and whatnot, but it was feeling.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So his shit was solid, like, almost like a New York mystical in a sense. But because the South fucked with DMX, niggas that didn't fuck with New York at all, that we knew that grew up listening to
I
Tupac,
don't even
Devin,
think niggas in the South knew DMX was from New York.
which would be crazy, right? Because he had the Timbs and the denim pants on all the time. But when the Rough Riders came out, they were different. But
somehow we didn't see it.
yeah, because niggas in the South was definitely fuck with DMX early, and like we said, even when they came out in the movies.
Oh yeah.
He had a hood special with just the fucking with the belly and stuff like that. So DMX was the fucking man, and not to mention this man. I mean, he became like a movie star. So his man's an actor, so he did become a movie star.
For Leah.
Juliet. What is
Romeo and
it?
Juliet. He has a
One of
bunch.
them shits, I can't remember.
He has a bunch. He became like
Yeah.
almost like a B-list actor. Man was a five. I'm saying the fact that he could act is one. And
Yeah.
but I just remember I already knew that this was gonna be. Where I don't know if people are shocked. I knew this was gonna probably be DMX's fate to begin with because every time that we seen him, except this time I thought he was off it because he stopped. He said he stopped using and he gained all that weight. I mean, he's been about Jesus, so that wasn't new to me. But this time, he did look healthier than he did a long time. Right. He because usually when you give up drugs, you end up getting he plumped up, looks a little bit healthier. Yeah. So he did gain a lot of weight, and he was. I think it's the only time he did an interview where he wasn't like halfway where you're like, this nigga kind of tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been on that stuff for so long, coming like it's like a part of you's gone regardless. So I was expecting him to be full back early servings, but I was like, okay, when he did his Drink Champs, it was solid. Is that third? And then after that, I was like, okay, maybe he is halfway back, but I already know there was a chance of relapse.
Right.
He had like a relapse like a year or so ago when they said they found him in the car or something like that. And that checked him back. And that was right when he was supposed to put out an album with Swiss again. And that never came out. And then did he end up doing his verses? He did his verses, right?
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah.
did it with against
Yeah,
Snoop
with
Dogg. Yeah.
How did he look in that one?
He looked good, yeah.
He looked good, normal.
Yeah, more healthy, gained his weight. That's what I'm telling you.
Anything.
But the thing is, when you're hooked on drugs now, I wouldn't know. But I just imagine you've been off it so long that when you take a bender, you probably deep dive in. And you said I'm a little bit rough on drug addicts and all that. But everybody got a drug they're addicted to if you really break it down to, whether it be meat or juice or soda. Everybody has something that's destructive. Just his is more destructive, more fast.
You guys ever been to an AA meeting?
No, I haven't.
I think when I got locked up when I was
I have. It was mandatory that you joined one. Yeah, when you got drug charges. Yeah, I did have one.
So they in those meetings they tell you, oh, if you were addicted to a drug or anything like that, you might stop, but the little tiger in it continues to grow and continues to grow, even though you're not on the drug.
You have a cub in you as a baby tiger cub when you're younger. As you grow, the tiger is growing. Now it's a full grown tiger in you.
And
as
when
an
you
adult,
relapse, it's always bad.
Yeah, when you relapse, a full grown tiger now needs to be full instead of the baby tiger that you had before. Yeah, you all right. Yeah, I had a drug. Yeah, that's right. I did have to do one of those.
So if you've never been to a meeting, you can always go to an AA meeting. You just have to sign up for an AA meeting, and they'll let you in. I would say it was a good experience going to an AA meeting, even though I wasn't on drugs or anything like that. But of course,
it was court. Boys go to it. It was mandatory.
It was mandatory for court, so you have to go.
I forgot about I even had that until you just mentioned that up. If you're selling it, you got to go to it as well.
Yeah, bro, that shit is wild. There's no reason for. I don't
know why they did it. Is it because sometimes you try to tell them you're using it yourself to lower the time? But they never test you.
No,
they give it to
you don't even have
mandatory.
to tell them they're using it. It's just always court ordered if you catch a drug charge or anything like that. So
maybe so you could see what you're doing.
And I guess it does kind of help because when you go to the 8 meeting as a former drug dealer, they let you know, you addicted to the drug too, and it makes you think about it because
you're like to the money. Yeah,
you're addicted to the money that's coming from the drugs. So you are, and yourself, you are an addict because without this drug, you wouldn't function properly. So it makes a lot of sense.
Drug money, yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense to make former drug dealers go to AA meetings and shit like that because it does open your mind to a different thought process of what drugs do and how they affect not just the user but also the person that's selling the drugs. But yeah, man, it's a sad situation for DMX because they say he's what, vegetable state?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
brain dead.
They said I was hearing today that his family's thinking about pulling the cord on him because he's been a couple.
They said he's off the machine and breathing on his own.
Yeah. But no signs of
brain activity.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm always a little rough on junkies for a long time, but then I had to sit back and think. I was like, hold on, we're all addicted to something or the other. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know if we can all be. You can be addicted to something, but is that thing that you're addicted to destructive to your well-being?
Maybe some things are slower than others. You know what I'm saying? If I'm eating, I'm gaining weight year after year. I'm slowly just. If we all had, it's just like why weight loss journey is hard or anything like that. Because if we all had the willpower, we're just like, fuck it, I'm not eating that anymore. I'm just out slim down immediately. There's different stuff that affect us differently. His just happens to be synthetic or man-made. Yeah, his is synthetic and man-made, so therefore it's that much stronger. Mm-hmm. But there's plenty of stuff that you think. How much stuff would you have done if you had the willpower to do that? You'd be in a different position in your life. So it's just different stuff. So it's kind of looking at that. I had to give that what was that apathy is when you don't care about either one or the other, right? Because I have some people that I kind of have like that throwaway for. Like when people commit suicide, like they took the car. Always like we still suicide shame out here. But that's not, to me. I always kind of put that drug users in that type of box, but it's not necessarily that. It is an addiction, and if they could stop, if they could stop, they probably would stop.
Yeah,
just like most people. Yeah,
but I could. I guess I could. What's the word? I could empathize, but not sympathize. Which one is which? Empathy is when you okay.
Sympathize.
Sympathize is when you haven't been through the experience.
Yeah. So you can sympathize.
You got to look that up, bro.
Sympathize is when you haven't been through the same. Empathy
is when you've been through that experience?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So I could sympathize with it because I can't really empathize with it because I never had a vice. Mm-hmm. You know how they say everybody has a vice, but I don't think I ever had a vice to something that I could not do, and it's just weird. I never had a vice. You ever had a vice?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What's your vice?
Or what, not doing drugs or...
No, your vice. There's like a vice is something that you're addicted to and it's detrimental.
He'd say,
so that's why I could sympathize, but I can't really empathize with it.
Because I'm a raging homophobic. I can't get out of my system.
So that's your vice. Homophobia is your vice. And you can't let homophobia go.
No. I don't know if I have a vice. I'm sure we have different vices, but it's not detrimental. Yeah,
right. A vice is something that's detrimental, though.
Who knows? I like to give up some of this bread, these carbs. Yeah, I'd say that's a vice itself. It's slowly aging, doing it its effect.
Food is one of mine.
Food, you were saying, or cut back on some of the meat products at least. You were saying it's detrimental to your health. It's just slower than others.
Yeah, I guess it causes all types of cancers and shit. But
you know what I'm saying?
It's not something that's gonna like you can't just sit at home one day and eat a whole bunch of meat and die from it.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's just slower.
Yeah.
It's slower, but it's still having its impacts on your joints.
But if you have a vice for like alcohol and shit, you could drink yourself to death in a sitting.
Yeah, that's true.
Or cocaine. You could smoke enough cocaine to where you overdose. Or snort, do any ecstasy or whatever. But I never had a vice that could kill me.
Yeah, not yet. Thank God for that, right? That's what you got to hope. At least not yet. Yeah.
A lot of times it's not really like a substance. It could be like an activity. It could be like...
thrill seekers, yeah. Thrill seekers that jump off of buildings and shit like that and do shit for a rush.
It could be sex.
That shit is a vice that can kill you.
Yeah, sex, money.
Mm-hmm. Some people, money is their vice. We got some people that money...
Gambling, yeah.
Yeah, I got friends who got gambling. I don't have the gambling vice. I mean, outside, not the traditional. I know, like when you do new people that are into like trading, Robinhood, and all that stuff. It's that can be very addicting in a sense.
Some people
and the way it's designed, it makes it pulls on all the same chords that kind of make you like an addict of that. So,
yeah, I guess with stocks and shit, that shit could be a vice that'll make you go to suicide. That shit
can, especially with the day trading when you got something that you can invest.
Day trading is not for humans.
Yeah, when you can invest something as small as $1,000 and make $20,000, and you might hit one time and make the $1,000 jump $4,000, and you get hyped and you're on a roll, just like any gambling. You know, you're like, oh, you're on a roll. Next to know, you done blew it all. Now you're borrowing money. It gets bad, bro.
Yeah, I remember that because, nigga, you used to be big on day trading and telling us about day trading. Then all of a sudden, I didn't hear shit about day trading from Nate. Talk to Nate. That's not a fucking law. I was like, shit must have went bad.
And he was doing options too?
Nate was on that day trading
I wasn't doing margins, though. That's the good thing. I was only using my money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Lost a good
Yeah.
40 bands.
Every day we used to hear about Nate and his day
Yeah.
trading, or everybody, we should all day trade. Next thing you know, that shit was quiet.
What's crazy is my gambling friends, like Nito's like, I hope you know you're gambling, right? I was like, nah, man. I was like, we take a calculated risk. That shit is a fucking. There are smart ways go about it to have a hedge, but ultimately you are gambling.
No,
because stocks
the thing is like you could know like all the in and out. That was me. Like I know all the in and out,
And there's still,
but I just wouldn't do it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just wouldn't follow the steps. Like I knew all the ins and outs.
There's still a bunch of variables. There's still your own conditionings to where there's rules like if you're losing, no sympathy, just pull out. You know what I'm saying? If you're losing, you're down 10%.
It's like
set your thing,
really
you get out.
It really tests you. I mean, like,
And then
really tests all your
you start breaking your own rules.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I lost it. Okay, I'm gonna go back in. Now you lost 3 times in a row, and each time you lose, it's a bigger hole. That in itself is kind of fucking. It's crazy. That's what I'm telling you. So I was like, I was never a big gambler outside of that, but I know I got out of options. I do it every now passively, but like I just do long term stocks more than anything.
I got it.
Because that option game.
That's how you know if someone is pushing something every day, and then all of a sudden you don't hear nothing about it.
I'm the same way though.
That's how they took a big L.
They took a big L and they don't tell nobody.
I'm good on the same way. That's why I call the person. Hey, whatever happened to that? Because I need to know the same way you promote it. I need to know the L's too.
I need to know why you're not promoting it no more, nigga. Let me know so I don't fuck up.
Yeah, it is.
Let me know to leave while shit is good before.
Yeah, I've collected a lot of L's. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, I caught some L's on that one. I do long term now.
That's why social media is so horrible. People don't share their L's.
Nah.
And a lot of people won't share their L's. And there's a lot of L's out there.
Oh yeah.
People won't share their L's.
But see, I wasn't promoting on day trading.
Nah, you
I
wasn't.
wasn't promoting, but I know people that also took L's like I did and still doing it. That's the thing that shows you with stocks. Like I do long-term stocks. I promote that because I'm doing that with no issue. But I know a lot of people that's promoting the options and all that, and they might have took a L even worse than I did because not only that they're borrowing their own. I was only on my own money. They're borrowing the house's money, margins, but they're still selling pamphlets and books and courses. You would be surprised how much of social media is fake it till you make it. How much
funny,
can I?
It's funny. Like for me, I got into it before.
You got into
it was popular on social media. Like
that's what I really don't like about human beings, bro.
There's a lot of scamming that goes on.
Motherfuckers just show you the good, never tell you anything about the bad.
It's selling, yeah.
Because other people selling these books, pamphlets, and shit like that, they never tell you about the bad shit that could happen.
But that's what's worse. You're saying they don't tell you about the bad. The worst part is the fact that some of them, they don't even know their way out the bad. Their new hustle is to sell you the steps, even though they're in the bad. They might be in the hole. Their new hustle is just to say.
Some of them is not even in it at all.
Some of them is not even in that. Some of them don't even know they're doing. They're just. They bought a pamphlet, they reconstructed it, and they're selling it themselves. And that's why I've watched a lot of these stuff. I'm like, I'm going to come out with a book one of these days, and I'm going to cover the how-to for dummies, in a sense, cover all of it, because I'm watching the fake guys, and I'll come out my own. But I'm watching people that are either halfway through or hasn't even won as much as I have, or even lost as much, but they might be selling their stuff. It's wild, bro. It's hard to pull the fakers from the real. And there's discords where you can pay $100 a month to just be part of a group. There's so much different hustles in it. It's good to see the black community now into the investment aspect of it. But we're a lot of them. There's still
we're behind.
Yeah, there's jackals
closer to you.
Yeah, there's jackals in it too, though. A lot of us are also being robbed by new people, by our own people.
When I was in it, it wasn't popular.
But even then, there's still white people that are still doing Motley Fool. There's still different people, like bigger white companies.
I was way before
bucking for them.
I was like, let me see, when I came out was before 2010. That was with like Rich Dad.
Yep. The thing they don't tell you about day traders, I think like 80% of them, I think like 80-90% quit after 2 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, statistically, you got to be in the top 10% to keep being a day trader.
But
and right now, everyone's winning. How statistically possible is that we're all in that 10%?
Right. The thing is, like, for day trading, like, there's like firms out there that they're using computers.
Yeah.
Because like they'll tell you themselves, like, day trading is not for human. It's humans are too slow.
Yeah, because you're going to high-end computer.
When you go against like a machine.
You're going to need a supercomputer. You can't,
supercomputer.
You can't just use your regular laptop.
No,
that you have
high-end
at the house.
computers.
You're going to have to have that high-end computer that could execute something in a split second.
Oh, yeah.
And your internet got to be...
You're talking about split second. You're talking about like a nanosecond.
Yeah, exactly. And your
internet... they're doing like 10, 20,000 trades in nanoseconds.
Like these folks, they're not really telling you, okay, you're going to go into this day trading, but... You can't do that shit on the regular internet that you get from your cable provider. You need to get the super speed shit. Because you click that button and you execute the trade and your internet is a little slower than live shit. And it executed right when that shit dipped and you end up with a whole fucking loss.
Exactly.
I'll tell you this. Like I had a trade and I saw this. I executed the trade. And I picked the price that I had executed for, and I was watching like my trade was just sitting there while the prices was going down. It was just stuck there. And like it was just going down.
So and he can't do anything, and it won't lock it, it won't confirm it.
Do anything.
So you have to cancel your old trade to go back and buy it, not the lower rate, and that could make all the difference between profit and loss.
And that's what I got out of it because I realized that I didn't have a fair opportunity.
Yeah. Another thing,
those guys like what you call it, the pros. Mm-hmm. One, they have the computers like right. They'll go that distance. They have the computers right next to the servers. The servers. They'll go right to Wall Street market of the
trading floor.
And another thing, and they have like the supercomputers, and they get like special access. Mm-hmm. They get the trade after hours. Yep, they get informations way before you get them.
That's the thing, and
the thing is that you're not competing against those guys.
They get the chit and chat with the CEOs.
The thing is, you're not competing against those guys.
Friends with them.
You're not competing against those guys.
You are,
because those guys you're losing. It's not even competition.
Okay,
you're trying to eat with those guys. Right. That's all it is. Don't think you're competing with those guys.
They're on a whole other court.
Some days you get to eat with them, and some days you're lunch. You just gotta hope every day you're picking the same checks that they're winning with.
Yeah, and they get to see your trades regardless. You even,
they get to see your trades before you trade it. So you're not competing with them because you're not gonna beat them regardless. Mm-hmm. But how stocks works, just know that if you're winning, someone's losing. You sold it at a profit. You sold it at a profit because some dummy bought it too high. You get it? Mm-hmm. That's all stocks is. In order for someone to win, someone lost.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope that you're on the winning end all the time. And the longer your money is, the better you have because you can buy the options out further.
Where I see it is just like you just gotta be ahead of the line.
Try to get out.
You gotta be ahead of the line way before everybody else come in.
We done went to talking about a nigga that's a vegetated state.
They got us. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's roll it back.
This is wild.
Let's bring it back to DMX.
Darkman X.
Yeah, it's sad to see. I don't know if they're gonna pull the cord. I always assumed this is how he was probably gonna go out because X was pretty bad. I remember one of his worst interviews, which was probably one of the funniest, which people seen, was when he did the Breakfast Club interview.
I mean, I don't think they should all over the place. They should have a little more faith in them. Just
but that's when you're like you can't really separate science from faith.
Because the science says pull it right now.
Science says he's dead.
He's out of here, yeah.
Because if there's no brain activity don't just
come back. It's rare. It's happened.
That's
why they call it miracles. Yeah,
right.
But it rarely ever happens. Yeah.
But the likelihood of it happening is not high. So
that's why you got to have that will or have the letter on your thing, your power of attorney. I would say if I'm in the vegetarian state, give me 30 days, bro. Maybe I might come back, but I don't even want to be in there more than 30 days.
Right, because no brain activity, you can't really tell if that little brain activity that is showing, like it might just be a spark every now and then. Yeah. If that person is suffering,
exactly.
So you never know what's really going on if there's no brain activity and the person can't express that. Hey, I'm in pain right now. Pull the plug.
Here's where he messed up. He's not married. He has a fiance. Mm. So I don't know if she even has power of attorney over him. So it might still be it might be like his mom or his brother because his ex-wife and him, they're broken up.
Next of kin.
It might be his next of kin and it might be up to them. And this is what happens when you're rich. You got to realize sometimes are you more worth to somebody dead or alive? You know what I'm saying? That all happens. That's why you got to have all your affairs in order. You might say, the person that loves your wife might say, give him 30 days. But she's not your wife now. She's your fiance. It might be your brother. And your brother said, let's get him up out of here so we could divvy up this split up these
estate.
This estate because I stand I'm saying the bulk share between me and the kids. We could get to slash it up. Now it's out of your control, and the person that you feel that knows you the most, say the fiance, because niggas is always late to get married. This happens.
Well, he was married before, so.
But that one's divorced.
Yeah, but you can't say niggas was late to get married if he was married
He's
before.
been with his new fiance for about 4 years now, something like that. It's been a little, I'm saying, you've been out of marriage, you gotta know if you want to stick your toe in or not, or at least no matter what, get your paperwork in order though, because I know not when you're rich, it matters that much more, because we've seen plenty of people that had plenty of money, they didn't have none of these paperwork in order, and it's always a big.
At what age do you think someone should have their will?
Oh, you should have it immediately, as soon as possible.
I think. Yeah. Well, you should have a will when you have your first kid. You should. You should definitely have a will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
But if you don't have no kids, you should probably have a will. I'll say 30, 34, 35.
Listen, man, unless you're just cool with the American standard of how we do it now, when you die, we cool with us all just doing a GoFundMe, then all right. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't have your things in order, we've seen the biggest people.
You got a will?
No, I have I have it through my life insurance in a sense, but it's pretty much like all divert like basically to my wife,
basic stuff, yeah.
And then just basic with But I should have it a little bit better because the will does a lot. It can be the difference between you just giving your kids money or you making it where they have to do certain stipulations.
Right.
You can do a lot with the will. It literally allows you to control your family from the graveyard. Which is what you might want to do because your family might just get the bread. Like people always talk about generational wealth. And like I said, they don't tell you generational wealth usually only lasts us 2 generations.
Yeah.
As much as we promote it, there's those families that we know that's longer than that, they're the outliers. Most generational wealth is 2 generations. So you did all that hustling and your grandkids going to fuck up the bread and that's it. Right. and
a lot of times those families that does it, like the family doesn't have any control.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's through trust.
Yeah.
They have no choice. This is what I'm saying.
Definitely, if you got money, if you got money, you should definitely have a living will.
Yep. But I'm saying, even people with wills, they realize a family can fuck up the bread, so they'll put the money in the trust where the family can't do nothing but draw a salary. And there's nothing they can do about it. You're hearing about the family forever. It's not their choice. They'll have fucked it up just like any other person. But they have no control over it. They have no way. They would all have to get everyone to come together and then vote to break it apart. But other people, not everyone's going to agree. Because some people are like, shit, I'm cool just drawing the salary. I ain't got to do no work. But every now and then you might run into one family, a couple generations down the line, they don't fuck with each other. Okay, we'll get together, so we just bust down this bread. And within 2 generations, that shit will be gone. But yeah, it's good to have the will. I don't know if you had that, but we didn't see it happen to Prince, Dick Gregory. Plenty of people. Just Dick Gregory had like a GoFundMe, right? These are people that are solidified, bro.
That's the thing. Like anybody could put up a GoFundMe for someone.
Only person I've heard the family said we don't need that. Retracted Dick Gregory was Nipsey. Every other GoFundMe, the family was like, yeah, appreciate it. So that money, someone is accepting it. Nipsey was a family was like, nah, take that down. We ain't on that.
Yeah. Even people like local people that you'll see a GoFundMe pop up. It's not by the family.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be a lot of just a random friend that you had that starts a GoFundMe. And it'd be like, nigga, you disrespecting my life.
But like is the family telling them to take it down?
Like,
all they know because we're young and a lot of niggas don't have life insurance.
It's not even if a nigga didn't have life insurance, right?
But who wants to bury him? $7 to $8 grand is expensive, bro.
But let the family do that. Let the family handle his burial and all that shit. You have no right as a homeboy to start a GoFundMe talking about, oh, my homeboy died. We're trying to raise some money. And if you ain't got the money to give, shut the fuck up.
They need to have a GoFundMe for dress codes at funerals. That's what the GoFundMe like. We're all pitching a pot so not everybody can dress properly. Dress properly instead of just black tees and jeans. Because niggas act like they don't know how to come to funerals anymore, bro. You know?
I don't know. I think it's based on, I don't know what it is. Because I've been to a lot of funerals lately that you would think the people would come with black tees and stuff, but they actually came dressed up. I don't know if it's just the person or if it's...
Come accordingly, bro. There's a special affair. Like a wedding, a funeral. These are stuff you come formal, you just probably. It's a special affair. This is a send-off.
It matters.
It matters. Don't come in here with your RIP screen tee, bro, and your jeans.
I think it's the character of the person that event you're going to, bro. Because
I don't care what the character. This is a send off. This is if a wedding matters. These are different markers in your life.
But you'll
a
find-
wedding is two unions coming together.
You'll find
a death
niggas-
is a whole soul leaving this earth. We're sending off.
But
we
you'll
could
find
dress up for
niggas
this.
at a wedding that'll come dressed improper.
Yeah, even that. We already know weddings. That's a whole issue in itself. You got to come dressed proper at a wedding as well. These
That's
are different
why
parts in life
sometimes
that
you might
we're
need
elevating.
the security at your wedding.
Exactly.
Be like, nah, you ain't in the right attire. You're gonna have to. You can't come in here.
Because funerals are a whole different thing. Because a wedding only happens once. You realize in a funeral, you pay that graveyard, the money you give them. Let's say you give them like $6,000. Of that $6,000, they put like $2,000 of it in like a trust to maintain that graveyard forever. That's why you don't have 2-3 bodies topped on what's because the graveyard can be fooled. And then that's it. It's just going to have to be maintained forever. It's in a trust that's in a 401k and it's maintained forever. Because that means that land is meant to be a graveyard for 100 some years.
But that depends on the money of the person that's to get that plot. Because
I'm just telling you, that just let you know how much we've thought into it. This is a land that it ain't like we bury you today. Next week we need it as a football field. Sorry, just steamroll over. We as humans, we take in funerals as something serious. This piece of land is cut out for death for 100 some years, however long. That's it. The ones that weren't cut out for that back in the days before we had the deals with them, every now and then we'll re-scoop up the bodies and we'll use that territory for else, you know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't in there. But all these funeral homes, you can come down here 60, 70 years from now, they'll still be there. Even if it's full, there'll still be plots of land that was directed just for that.
When you get a plot, they tell you the deed is a lifetime deed.
Exactly.
But I don't know what happens when that family dies out.
Yeah, I've heard there's some.
It's what I don't know if they used to have them. They didn't have a system. Now they have a system where it's maintained forever.
Yeah, I do have some graveyards where you actually got to pay.
Yeah.
Almost like a rent. You actually got to pay for that whatever spot.
In advance, you mean? I know they do that to like the mausoleums.
Not advance. Like I'm talking about a monthly, almost like you're paying a rent.
Some people do that to lock down a certain area.
lock down a
They'll
plot,
do that. You pay in advance so the whole family could be together. So you pay in advance.
And afterward too.
But that's so they can make sure that because they're keeping an area freed for that family no matter
So
what.
you're already paying for
So
the
you're
plot
paying exactly
in advance.
So the whole family could be in one area. But yeah, so if I went through all that, you mean something you can't come and dress accordingly to this, bro? This don't make no difference.
Motherfuckers is disrespectful, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, there are a few more options there. You got like where people who want to be cremated.
I don't understand the concept of cremation. Well, if we have an afterlife and you have to take the form of your body, you're just going to be sand in a glass?
I'm saying when you die, you go into that. Your body decompose anyway, so it ain't gonna be nothing.
Well, I mean, what if your spirit takes the shape of your body in a sense of what state it was in? Because I've always wondered, friends that died when we were young, if we die when we're old, if we meet them again, are we meeting a little kid?
Well, that's the only memory you have of them. So if it's all based on memory, you're just gonna meet the person that you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little kid. He's gonna see you as a grown man. Y'all probably not gonna get along anymore. You probably got friends. You're like, man, that's a jit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And your memory of him, you're two different people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Yeah, no one thinks about that.
No one
thinks about that. That's and you thinking ahead of your time.
Yeah. Someone brought that up to me. Like, bro, you don't ever think this person we died was this happened because we had friends that died 10 years ago, something like that. We're grown now, so if we were to die right now, we said there's a 10-year difference in span that you haven't seen that person. You are in a sense different people from the time you've seen them. It's wild. But either way, best wishes to DMX. I'm hoping he has a fast recovery. If what little time he has left before his family pulls the plug, maybe he could turn it around. I don't know though. I'm not seeing. It's not looking good. And of course, your boy already went on his rant. Saying how y'all niggas showing fake love now. Of course he's right, but he's always got to be Funkmaster Flex. You're like, you people, I know you about to sing a Funk Flex.
Niggas need to get rid of Funk Flex.
I give Funk Flex his props though. Because they need to get rid of him, but he's an old man keeping himself relevant. You got to fight for that spot. That spot, people want him to bow down and just give it to the younger person, but why? You got to prove that you're better than me and take this spot. I give him his credit. Because there's plenty of old guys that's just in the way, ain't really doing nothing.
what's this whole fake love shit like?
Okay, he's right. He's like in the fake love. Like the people that was next to him should have made sure that he's not getting into this. And it is what happens with celebrities. They have too many yes men near them. This whole what's the name? People that knew X that acting is all right. Those aren't the people that probably was with him every day. The people that were with him every day, you know what I'm saying? They either find a way to shake them off, or you're afraid that they're gonna cut you off. They give them a little bit of a leash. But how many relapse? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to make it where.
So is he
should have
saying
been in
the people
rehab,
close to him is the ones showing fake love? Or are you saying the whole? Because he's
I don't know how
probably
big
saying
this camp is. No, he was saying the people close to him should have made sure he never did that. I didn't even know. It's hard, bro. How
But
you
you
gonna
don't know
be,
what the people close to him was trying to do,
I don't know how can you be, if
especially
you're
with someone that's addicted to drugs.
Yeah, if you're a drug addict and you're still trying to be a rapper, it might not be. I don't know how possible that it's going to be for you.
Because the people around you could be trying to protect you at their best ability, and being a drug addict, you gonna sneak off and find a way to get that drug and do it. So you can't really blame the people around them.
Well, I mean, okay, let's say you see like Britney Spears. They felt like she was a disaster to herself. Her family took power of attorney from her. They control her money. They do all that stuff. No one's ever done that. From what I know, none of these rappers, none of that stuff, they let them get self-destructive. No matter how many overdoses, no one's come in and said, all right, bro, you've had enough. I want to see you live. I'm going to go to the court. I'm going to get power of attorney over your funds, all that stuff, especially for these rappers.
For blacks, at least, doing that to another black person, how much you'll get a whole bunch of people saying, oh, they're just trying to take all his money. You'll get a lot of backlash.
Because the power of attorney isn't from a random person. It's going to have to be like a wife or a family member.
Yeah, but
you do it, you know
how much backlash you'll get.
You get backlash, but you're not concerned. Your job is to try to keep this person alive. So what happens is, I was just seeing the other day, Dr. Conroy Murray, the other day. I was just like, look at this guy. This dude's a fucking doctor. Threw his fucking license away from Michael Jackson. But that's what happens. You got these high-level celebrities. You get enamored and love them too, and you kind of feel afraid to tell them no. And before long, you're like, all right.
In the case of Michael Jackson, he writes the man's paycheck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but before long, you end up becoming a yes man for them. And you end up going with something that's against, that you wouldn't have done for no one else. Right. You think Conroy Murray would have gave me propofol to sleep?
That's the thing. Like, they shouldn't let these celebrities have a personal doctor. That's just, like, he was probably making so much money from Michael Jackson, he had no other patients.
Yeah.
So that when that's your only patient and that's your livelihood, you begin to do shit that you wouldn't do for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So the medical board should probably come up with some rules. Hey, you can't just be a sole provider for just one person.
It gets crazy. And I was like, now this dude, Michael's dead. Now you're good reputation for it. You're a doctor. You spend all you know how long it takes to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
You spend all these again thing, and now you're only known for one thing: killing Michael and get your license stripped. I like, because they were trying to go after this dude like he was a murderer, and I was like, this dude was a murderer. It was malpractice, mind you, but it wasn't intentional. And y'all know what happened is he did get mesmerized with the thing, but they were going after him like he was trying to kill Michael. None of that was trying to happen. This is what happens when people have yes men. Ever so often, the yes men, ultimately, it's the patient that was doing it, but you should have known better because you're the doctor not giving it to him. But he would have fired you and hired someone else that have said yes, essentially.
Exactly. That's why they need to put some shit in order.
Exactly.
Where one person can't be your provider.
Yeah. Conrad was I was seeing him, I was like, that's a black dude too. I like, man, it's a damn shame, bro. They tried going after Kanye's, remember, Kanye West's mom's surgeon for even allowing the surgery, even though they said she had pre-existing conditions. She should have never did it. But he probably said, this is Kanye's mom, probably going to get some reps. That was another black doctor.
Exactly.
And I was like, y'all niggas, you should have turned her away, true, but I don't need the media acting like good doctors might kill one patient every now and then. But they try to, when you kill a celebrity, these motherfuckers try to take your whole livelihood. You know what I'm saying? I remember they said, you're not a good doctor till you kill somebody. I remember seeing that on TV, which I don't know how true that is, because they seem like, I guess the regret of the death's going to make you double check everything.
Right.
So maybe every doctor do have one body under them. Let's hope you're not the one that they fuck up on.
It's inevitable that if you're a doctor,
because you're operating on people. It's like a car. You're going to get one off.
Even if like you're just a nurse, you're going to eventually
get one fuck up.
You eventually going to fuck up and kill somebody, and it's going to be due to your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn from it, but
And that's the practice of people working on people. But nonetheless, that's what I'm saying. So, but it'd be messed up that these people do all this work and they get to this point because it's the person they are. They try to strip their whole livelihood. So yeah, Kanye's doctor, he was trying to go out. I was like, your mom had preconceived. She's trying to get surgery. Lord knows for what at this age. But I'm saying she's not the celebrity. But you know how that goes with it. But I don't know how he said it. But even him, they try to go after his livelihood. It's kind of odd. Like, I noticed they do that, at least with the black celebrities. I didn't see no one trying to go after Joan Rivers' doctor. And that lady was old as shit and kept getting surgery. So finally she died. Was it Joan Reed? Joan Rivers? You know what I'm talking about? The one that used to be on E?
The fashion lady?
The fashion lady, remember? I don't remember no one going after her doctor.
You didn't even hear about her doctor. So.
Exactly. We just know that she went to surgery and didn't get out of it. Yeah. But it wasn't shocking that she was in surgery. She constantly was getting surgery. Like, everyone know this lady old as shit. Y'all need to stop giving her surgery. You know what I'm saying? But that was part of her sick. She lets no problem get surgery. But, yeah, I didn't hear about her doctor, which was kind of odd. Maybe he settled. Maybe they're saying, but who knows? It's wild. What else do we have in hip hop? Oh, your boy Lil Nas X gets his #1 album in the country.
Wow,
it's #1.
At the same time, your boy gets #1 hip hop.
That gay sprinkle is.
Listen, I'm kind of glad for him. You know, he went out and imagine doing all the bullshit he did and not get #1. You done did a lap dance for Satan. You try to drop Nike Satan shoes job. Imagine doing all that bullshit and then flopping. Niggas would have roast your ass. You know what I'm saying? He's the highest selling single seller in history. So imagine coming back and not getting a #1 album. Yeah. That shit would have fucked his whole life up, bro.
He would have been suicidal.
He probably would have been. I'm like, I'm glad that he got this off. You know what I'm saying? He like to top people, do whatever it is. I'm like, let him get his #1, bro. Man, work hard for it.
Homo.
Exactly. There's lots of people that went online that were that are anti Lil Nas because of the video, or they're anti him ever since him coming out. But I don't mind Lil Nas. I feel Lil Nas is a star. He doesn't need to do all this extra shit. If this nigga was just getting in the studio with people, he could do features. He got the voice for it. All this extra shit, I don't know if he needs to do. But I guess that might have been him all along because his page used to be a Nicki Minaj fan page, and you know how those pages be wild and other fans be. So that might have always been him the whole time. Now he got the money to fund that lifestyle. It's
always been him. It's just that song hit so hard.
Yeah,
and that
changed.
no one really knew he was gay because no one really paid attention.
Exactly.
But he's always been out and open. It's not like he was hiding his his.
I don't think his gayness. Yeah, he was.
He didn't have the money to show it or the to show it.
But you know the barbs. You know how fans are. He was a barb. And he had a page in the YouTube Nicki Minaj page, and he ended up changing it to making music on that page to kind of get the followers. But now that he got the money, he's still, I guess, it's different. But either way, I think he got the talent to where he don't need to throw this on the forefront. And he was like I said, rappers are hopping on the feature of the songs out there. I think he could still straddle the lane of rapper and what's the name if he's not going full
rapper and country.
Not even country, just rapper.
Full.
If he's not going full, if he's not leaning into the gay thing, if it's because the rap world is very homophobic. But if you're not making that what you're leading with, because they are gay rappers now, as we know, or claim to be rappers like Tyler the Creator, Frank Ocean, but people still work with them because that just happens to be you happen to be gay, but you're an artist. It's not what you're a gay artist. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you're leading with. It just happens to be something you're with. It's not getting in the way. We'll still get you on a feature because, you know what I'm saying, this is not all you live, die by, which is why I feel, I don't know if he's leaning more into that because every now and then he'll just pop up with some fake pair of breasts or just like a lady, crazy shit and all that. But music-wise, he could go to full music-wise. He does choreography. I was like, I don't see why he shouldn't. I think he needs to lean towards the music. But this just happens.
Like he said, it's the gay agenda. Like, once he hit #1, he was like, yes, move the agenda, gay agenda, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is what he's trying to...
Yeah,
he's trying to move the needle.
It's crazy. And then there's different talking points on that. People talking about how, is demonic, this, that, and the third. I was like, but if the dude was being told what he is wrong and devilish if he's wrong, what do you think you telling him what he's doing is wrong before God is wrong? How do you think your God's going to cause him any harm? He don't mind it. You've been telling him your God's against him to begin with. He's not going to, it has no effect on him. And as far as that, that's not a thing to scare him, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
God haven't showed up yet.
Your God has, exactly, your God ain't show up yet. That's what he's saying. He's like, my God's winning. According to him, you know what I'm saying? Right now, if we're gonna be basing it on that, in essence, they put up a fucking wild meme just today. I don't know if I sent it to you when they showed like God sitting there. Here's the Holocaust, John just eating cereal. Here comes racism, God just eating cereal. Here comes genocide, God just eating cereal. And then Little Nas X video, God's like, oh, hold up. He drops the cereal. They're like that's what's gonna get him up on his seat. Yes. That's just a meme today. Because you hear the Little Nas X video, God's like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? So it's just certain people trying to say, the hypocrisy of it in some sense. But that alone, I got to give him props. Setting up for his own thing. You know what I'm saying? I may not believe in his own agenda, but let my dog getting his wins off.
Since we had just mentioned Kanye West, well, his ex-wife, I guess. Yeah, we should say now.
Who's his ex-wife? They divorced?
Yeah.
Kim?
Yep.
Oh, they're not divorced yet. They're going through a divorce.
They're going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Well, she's
officially a billionaire.
Yeah. Listed as an official billionaire.
Yep.
So.
That's because they know she's taking half of that.
No. This is on her own. This is just on her own through the
she's getting half of that, bro.
No, it's not. This is just on their own. I think they already had a prenup to begin with, but this is just off of her makeup thing and she does what's the tight shit women wear in their clothes?
Spanx.
The Spanx. She got the Kimmy, whatever was name. She has those lines. So just those, because you gotta remember the billionaire lady that got the white lady that make the Spanx line. Kim got her own version of that. So this is just off of hers. I don't think her and Kanye is gonna have a real crazy divorce because she was already super loaded. He was already loaded and got there, and most likely they will have a prenup. She gonna get some bread, but I don't think he's gonna.
When he first murdered, she wasn't that super.
You crazy?
Yeah. He wasn't that super rich.
He was when I was. So she was been. She was.
What are you talking about?
No, he wasn't.
Listen,
Kanye West has become this super rich guy.
Kanye was worth probably, I'd say maybe 70, maybe 100 million. He was no billionaire. She was 100 million, and by that time too, this was long after Reggie. She had already dated Reggie Bush. She had already.
Remember, she wasn't a millionaire when she did.
Yeah,
well, she was a millionaire, but
multi-millionaire.
Listen,
but she wasn't on that level.
You got to remember. You have to remember when they got together. Everybody was looking at Kanye West as Kim's husband or Kim's wife because she was worth more than him when they got together.
Listen, because Kanye was huge in hip hop. She was huge. That Keeping Up with Kardashian's been on like 15 years.
She was just huge.
She's got that check.
She was huge.
Yeah, she's been paid. I'm pretty sure they got something like, how them millionaires got it where you get $1 million for each year or something like that. It's something crazy, but she's definitely not gonna get half, and I'm not even sure she's even worried about that. Like I said, she's a billionaire. Her other sister's a billionaire. They only need just one more Kardashian to have all three of the sisters billionaires, which would be crazy. Chloe, which we don't know if she'll get to it, but Chloe, the other one's not a Kardashian. My bad, Jenner.
Yeah, they're all Jenners. The rich ones are Jenners.
No, Kim's a billionaire and Kylie are a billionaire. So two of the. So at least Kris Jenner, the mom, got 2 daughters that are billionaires already. She's running a serious operation over there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Pimping them kids out.
Pimping the kids out. So call it what you will, but Kim's is a billionaire now. We'll see how that works. And the crazy thing about Forbes is if you try to leak that you're a billionaire without them, like you make your publicist say we're a billionaire,
they'll come check your ass.
They'll come check your ass. Actually, she's not a billionaire because they've came after Kim before. Because this isn't the first time Kim and them try to leak that they're billionaires. We'll hear it on thing, and they'll come check it. Well, actually, this is not really a billionaire. They quick to, if you didn't go through them, they didn't look at your network, they're not allowing you, God forbid, you go and say you're not a billionaire without them. They came after Kanye the first time. When they say he's a billionaire, they had to check him until they've gone through their numbers and their trajectories. They checked Kanye last time when Kanye said he was the richest black person ever. They're like, well, no, that's wrong. These are based off future sales. This is not correct. He's not the richest black guy currently. That's still the black the black guy that bought the kids the graduation.
What's his name?
The one that they They started saying he got fraud and all that bullshit.
Yeah, they charge him with the tax evasion. Yeah. So, so it's still that, but yeah, it's good. I mean, it's wild though. Kim, I'm wondering what I already know. Kim's next thing. She's still going to law school. She's probably going to end up running for office or something. It's crazy to see her trajectory though.
What's next? Let's see. Since we're talking about money, we had a Cash Me Outside girl making $1 million in 6 hours on OnlyFans.
Is she? How old is she now?
I don't think she's 18 yet.
She is. She is.
She is.
Yeah.
When she first came out, she was only 13, right?
Yeah.
She's 18 now.
She was 13.
Cash Me Outside
She was 13, and my niece was in high school with her. In the same grade, and my niece is like 21 now, so she's at least 21.
That was only like 2 years ago.
Nah, bro,
it's been
time been flying, bro. Like the shit we see, the shit that's so in our brain that seems like it was yesterday. It's because we're old. It's because we're old. Everything seems like it was a long time ago, or just yesterday. Everything seems like it was yesterday, but shit, her and what's that shit called? Dr. Phil shit. That shit was like 7-8 years ago, bro.
Really? Yeah,
we just fucking old.
She did an OnlyFans and made like $1 million in 6 hours.
What was she doing on the OnlyFans?
Who knows? You know, sickos probably just been waiting on the countdown.
Yeah, for real.
It happens all the time when these young white girls go do OnlyFans right when they turn the legal age. There's always people that's like been eyeballing them, can't wait till they turn, and they usually do like a killing, but it could be anything from her publicist probably financing the thing to go and run. I don't know what she did, but all I know she tried to, hey, we made $1 million in like 6 hours, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. That OnlyFans hustle, you already know you're going to trust people so much. Remember when they had Blac Chyna on there as they're making like $20 million a month, some crazy number? I'm like, you don't get the fuck up out of here.
Bro, this COVID has really fucked up everybody in the head, bro. Because the bullshit that people are making money off of.
That shit might give people mental issues, like some type of.
Which one? The COVID?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because the shit people are making money off of right now, it'd be like motherfuckers really ain't got nothing to do with their money.
Spend it, yeah.
They ain't got shit to do. It's because they can't go outside.
They can't go outside. They got to spend it somewhere.
Motherfuckers is making millions off of what's this shit called? NFTs?
Yeah.
NTFs?
NFTs. That's that bullshit
I'm like,
there. Yep.
Niggas is really making millions of dollars off NFTs? Of fucking digital art.
Niggas selling JPEGs, bro. They selling
for
JPEGs
millions, bro.
For millions. And they say this is like a 2 of 1 or a 1 of 1. You get the copy of the JPEG. I could get the copy as well. But the only difference,
you could screenshot it.
You could print it 100 times. The only difference is the blockchain shows that the original one belongs to you. That's the only thing. You get the bragging rights to the original one.
Bruh.
But your copy is the same file size, same dimensions, same thing as mine's. This is one of the biggest scams in the world, bro.
It's ridiculous.
How they got it to pay. Fuck it.
There's people like
money got to get around somehow.
The NBA is making millions off of motherfuckers buying clips from sports shit. I'm like, bro, this shit is on YouTube for free. Niggas is paying $8,000 for a fucking clip.
Yeah,
like, bro, this shit is ridiculous, bro. This COVID got a lot of people fucked up. How we're not gonna get back to normal. There's no more normal, bro.
Yeah,
it's COVID did fast forward a lot of stuff. Like I thought, I used to definitely didn't believe in Bitcoin and all that stuff. I'm like, there's no way the dollar's going anywhere, which I still don't think it is. We got the army backing it. We're not gonna allow loose control. But it did stuff that were supposed to take a while before it rolls out. It did fast track it. Now, because they print in more money, people are now buying more Bitcoin because of it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of gave it steroids. It fast tracked it. And now you got the NFTs. And this shit is kind of wild, bro. People buying digital art. There's digital real estate now.
Bruh.
What? That shit is wild.
I'm telling you, bro.
Because what happened is, here's how digital real estate works. Remember how like the Pokemon Go, where you go certain places and you can see virtual?
Take a picture of somewhere
and then
we'll sell that
augmented reality. So now there's digital real estate. There's real estate in certain places that you can't see, but only in the digital world. And let's say if you sign in, bam, you might have a house there, or maybe a billboard there, a logo there.
You can't live in.
No, it's digital.
It's not
the digital version of you. It's not tangible. The digital world's about to be a whole different world. Okay, here's one example of it. In the future, let's say what's supposed to be happening, Microsoft,
Everybody's supposed to
Google.
wear the Oculus.
Not even Oculus Rifts, but let's say we're going to
So
have...
if you can't afford a real house, you just put on the Oculus and, like...
Well, no, it's not like that. You're simplifying it. Okay, let's say you have glasses that you can see while you're working on. But the guy made a good example of it. You're not even going to need a cell phone anymore. These glasses, you just open up your hands and you can scroll and you can call in through the glasses. So no physical cell phone anymore. You can just make the gesture in your hand. So you still have the access to the phone. So that's one thing. But imagine these same glasses, you can look up at a certain place. There's a Chick-fil-A billboard there. There's one thing. So Chick-fil-A locked in ping for that area is there. So now there might be a warehouse. There might be a banner on your shirt. Okay. There might be a banner on your shirt that you paid $3,000 for. That only people are like, damn, that nigga got a different kind of money. That nigga spent that bullshit for that band. But that's what's happening. Just like you like, that nigga spent X amount on these NFTs. Right. So it is make believe, but there's a place for make believe.
It's like reality. It's gonna step into virtual reality where you could just walk around in white tee, white pants, and some white shoes.
Get digital clothes. Exactly.
You get have digital clothes.
Fit on these niggas. Have a digital fit on these. Yeah, you just walk around regular clothes.
Everybody with the glasses. You stunting.
Yeah. But I don't look like this in the real world, nigga. Put on them glasses, nigga. I'm stunning on these fuck niggas. I'm stunning.
In reality, you just got on white shit.
Yeah,
but with them glasses on, you got
be naked out. You got
Gucci.
You got Gucci Prada.
Nigga, I got all types of shit on.
When I draw that digital Birkin bag on bitches, they gonna be wild out here.
I'm telling you, bro, shit's wild out here, bro.
Shit. It's gonna make the world go two ways. They say the future is that. So no matter what, so majority of the world's gonna go that way. They ain't gonna have the people that don't know what I'm saying. Here's the thing, as we're getting older, we're looking at it like it's dumb, but you can't fight the future. You know how old Ben is saying?
Yeah, you can't.
We probably like, this shit's dumb. These kids ain't gonna be watching kids play games. They'd rather go play. Now look at it. These kids would rather watch kids play games than play it themselves. They're watching other kids play video games.
Yeah, I see it on social media too.
Yeah, you can't fight the wave. This is the future. You be
seeing like they got like half a million people watching. Yeah, I'm like, bruh.
So the creators make $1 million. The guy that's playing the games, those kids make $1 million. But the rest of the people are brainwashed. This is what we're headed to.
It's true because say for instance, I'll buy a sneaker, right? I have this sneaker here.
Yeah.
I'll still go watch a review on the fucking sneaker instead of pulling out my shoe and looking at the shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. It's probably like because there's hidden features that you might not know about.
Yeah.
Like I bought some kicks and they're here, but I saw a review on it and it showed me that underneath the whole leather is a whole nother shoe.
That shit is wild.
But the shit is crazy, bro.
I mean, it makes me think that each time I get something new, I've always kicked myself for not hurrying up and recording myself opening it.
Right.
Like, damn, I could have just made some fucking viewership on recording it doing that way. But it's all immersed. There's the online aspect of everything. The fact that you can learn everything online, but that is the future. But I feel the way we're between us embracing more fake shit and between them printing more dollars, I feel there's going to be two worlds. The people that's going to make a killing in the digital world.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be the people that own real shit that's going to make a killing. Majority of people is going to try to survive in the digital world or try to get their shit off. But there's also going to be people that make a killing the old way, the hard hand over cash way. Like I feel like they said that the way they're printing money on people that have tangible, solid assets is going to be worth more. So if you have houses and cattle and food, the physical, tangible stuff is going to be worth. Like once the dollar's not worth anything anymore, only tangible stuff are going to be worth stuff.
Yeah.
So
we're going to revert back to bartering.
In a sense, yeah.
In a sense,
or only the bosses that people that have physical. But but look where society's going. Majority of this generation are no longer buying houses. They're cool renting. You see how they're already setting them up to just be users.
Yeah.
They're cool with renting. They're not. They're cool. We're
clothes.
going in the whole renting economy. People just rather rent a car, rent a house. There's not renting clothes. Yeah. So they're cool being renters. So the people that's smart enough to keep what they had, they're gonna have, and the people that's gonna be able to provide them the digital are gonna have. But the majority of people are gonna be renters in the middle.
That's wild.
Which is sad and wild at the same time. But you just gotta make sure you're not caught in that middle. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you get you some shit or get another sin where you can sell them some bullshit. But don't be caught. The majority are going to be stuck on that bullshit. They're really not going to have nothing, bro. They just going to have the experience. Yeah. That's what they're going to be paying for, the experience of something, but they're never going to own anything or have anything. they'll rent their whole life and have nothing to pass down. You know what I'm saying? They might go live in a digital Taj Mahal, or they're gonna go to a white museum and look at paintings on the wall
somebody's
that's
gonna
not
create
there.
a place for you. Yeah.
Someone's gonna create a place because someone's got to find a way to get the bread up out of you. But I'm just telling you, well, they're gonna
For
come.
your delusion, yeah. Somebody's gonna house you for the
Someone gonna get that bread out of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sad thing. It's the future. It's a good and a bad thing. It's wild, man.
Imagine like shit like that. Eventually, these new houses is just gonna be all white. Everything's just gonna be white. You have to put on these glasses.
You can see all the extras.
And you can see all the nice shit. Imagine that, bro. That shit is gonna be fucking wild.
Imagine no longer spending money on high-end furniture. You're like, I can change it out seasonally. Just put on these glasses. Because as long as you sit here, it's fully immersed, and you could feel certain stuff that may not be there, but that's all you need is a illusion. As you can throw a different theme, different parties.
Right, that shit is crazy.
Have you ever been to a party that they have like I went when I was in Jamaica. I think they had one. The people that was throwing one, because it's at nighttime. There was supposed to be like loud noise, but they give everybody headphones.
Yeah, it's called a silent party.
A silent party.
Yeah.
You've been on those? Yeah. So it's kind of like everyone that has it could hear the same DJs playing the new music. Everyone's dancing.
Now
that shit is trippy.
Go to that silent party and
with
take
the glasses.
Take your headphones off. And you just see it's no noise.
No noise, yeah.
You just see a whole bunch of people dancing. Everybody look fucking crazy.
Yeah. But when you have the headphones on, you're in the hook.
Bro.
Now imagine having glasses with it, and the glasses, it's snowing or it's the beach. It has its benefits. Like I've been at digital, I've been at full VR. I remember I showed you. I seen the thing.
What they're doing Oculus.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen the video of when I was in Austin when we went to the whole video game simulator.
Yeah. I've seen that.
So that shit is fucking fire. There's a place for it, entertainment wise, but I'll be damned if I'm about to be playing.
I don't know if I could. My whole life just be digital.
I don't know, man. The shit is, we're going to crazy places, bro. It's going to crazy places. Like we said, we're in the middle of COVID. With a big enough vaccine, with a big enough scare, people will be cool with staying inside the house. Some people are cool. There's some people that ain't been outside almost a year now. You know what I'm saying? That COVID got their asses scared. Mm-hmm. We live in Florida where they ain't operate like that, but there's some people, oh, you idiots, what are you going outside for? Y'all need to trust the CDC. We're saying there's a fine line. You know what I'm saying? We're going to trust them, but to some extent, we got to live our lives. You know what I'm saying? We can't just die in here. You know what I'm saying? But we're also not anti-maskers. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people that just like, fuck that. If we're going to catch it anyways, that's completely wild to me. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a balance. But, yeah, it's wild, the shit, the way the things are going down. How do we even get on this?
Who knows, bro? These conversations go from dead men to stocks.
Oh, the OnlyFans. Oh, your boy's coming out with NFT. It's not. Which football player is it? Brady?
Tom Brady. He's doing a whole NFT company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! See,
so he's back.
So other football players need to get on that shit, man.
It's not just football players; just anybody in general.
No, but also you're in the league. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody who's in there with you, who's making moves like that. You gotta get curious, follow along.
It's wild.
Yeah, especially like what 70% of them, go broke after. Especially football, they get the worst of all the sport deals
of the football.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
You see, I have another one. I have Uncle Luke ranting about having to defend hip hop for freedom of speech back in the day, where he also went to trial.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, even went to prison.
He did. He got arrested. Yeah,
and never had any support. Never, nobody came. Or even thank him for doing what he did. Allowing white rappers to say what they consider now, even say like explicit lyrics or anything like that.
He did. He's a pioneer.
Yeah, but he never got his.
I feel we give Uncle Luke his. He doesn't get enough just dues because he saved music. Period. It wasn't just hip hop. He saved all the music because they were trying to censor him, and he ended up winning on the federal Supreme Court, and he's the reason they have the parental advisory sticker on there. Because music was wild there, but I guess he was being even extra wild, and they started trying to censor it, and because he went to there.
My thing is, so okay, we all know that you did this, right?
Yeah.
Why do you want a pat on the back now?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there's nobody. What good is a pat on the... Here's the thing why I understand with Luke. Luke was ahead of his time. If you know Luke and he had the 69 Boys, Luke was the CEO back then. So he was like a Master P before Master P. But even back then, he didn't... That's why over time, deals get better. Even though he had deals, he was making a killing during on touring. He was beefing with New York rappers. But even then, at the end of it, Luke don't own his masters, none of that. He was selling them shits off at the end of the way. So his artists that broke up with him weren't getting a big enough cut. Luke was getting a big cut because he's the CEO. But even he sold off his masters and shit like that. So I think because the bread's not there, you want the recognition in a sense.
Yeah, that's
the same way he was mad that French didn't come see him about the Pop That Pussy record. French was like, I paid who I had to pay. Yeah. And why am I going to I don't need to go speak to everybody. I got this record, got a sample. Hey, pay the person who owns the sample. Why do I need to go? How am I supposed to know you're not the owner? Why do I need to go speak to you for? You don't own this.
Niggas want these pats on his back, so I'll be like, nigga, fuck out of here.
If you sold your house, or if your house got foreclosed on, someone else buys that, buy it from. Do I have to go to you first, like give you recognition
And thank you.
Thank you for living there.
Thank you for building this shit real nice and putting the pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
nigga,
you owe that to me.
You got your shit foreclosed. I don't own the. I'm paying the person I'm supposed to pay. That's how it goes.
I'm telling you, man, people are just.
But Luke is a don. I give him that, but he don't have enough rank as much as he wants to say he's the don. I know he'd be mad that artists come to Miami and they should be thanking him for giving him all these women. There's other, but you didn't. You were the man in Miami, but you didn't lock down Miami. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were there. You were a representative. He was a perfect representative of how Miami niggas were wilding, but he didn't make sure that everything runs through him. That's what you do when you want to run a city. You gotta ironclad everything.
You better own some
everything
shit.
Run through you. Yeah. That way, that Live on Sunday shit, all that shit should have been through you. All those things saying, if you want to run a city, you got to make sure. JD has certain clubs in Atlanta, certain things like, no matter the time this city pop, I'm going to eat. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You were just getting the bag and then the time, but you weren't worried about the future. Now, not everything runs through you. Don't tell these young boys they should be happy that you don't. These young boys don't. These young boys gonna pay who they gotta pay, and they only respect money at the end of the day.
It's like people gotta realize sometimes your time comes to an end, bro, and it's okay.
Yep.
Like niggas talking about, if you come to this city, you gotta check in with this and this. Like, nigga, you don't own shit. You don't own LA. You don't.
Oh, the guy that did that in Detroit, he owned a couple clubs in Detroit. So that's how he did it.
You could own the clubs, but nigga, if I'm coming to Detroit,
you don't own the city. You don't own the block. You don't own the neighborhood.
And you gotta understand,
he was smart because the clubs he did, he would own the hip hop clubs.
Okay, you own the hip hop clubs, but guess what? Niggas ain't performing at the hip hop clubs no more. They're going to the convention center.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't own a convention. What the fuck am I checking in with you if I'm coming to Detroit? Convention center to do a show. Yeah. I have to check in with you, nigga.
All words are hollow unless you can back it up. Now, if I tell you have to check in and you can't do nothing about it, I'm like, what the fuck am I checking for? But if I can make it so where I pay off the police officer, now I'm at the convention center, you performing, and now when you get back to you're going back to your limousine, my goons are out there. That means I should have checked in. That nigga does have rank. Because he paid, which is in LA in certain places. When them niggas say they got to check in, you got to check in. They've paid off the cops. There's a whole system. Everyone's ripping you off in LA. You don't realize the police officers are allowing the thugs to go through because they know when you get breaking it off.
But that's the thing. Like, why do we only do it to people that look like us?
It's a fucked up system.
You think Taylor Swift?
Exactly.
Taylor Swift has to check in with Trick when she's going to Detroit.
Fuck no. Yeah, it is a fucked up system.
That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit that black people do to feel like they own some shit. Like, you don't own the city.
Well, the reason they did that, which is crazy, because recently they all got like a show, which is dope. I think they got a show on FX. Trick, Deb, which is Waka's mom, another dude from New York. They got a couple of these big heavy gangsters that used to run it, that kind of known for running hip hop in a sense underground or providing protection. And Deb's reason was, even though she's from New York, she used to be in the block up there, and she ended up moving to Georgia, and she had Gucci, OJ the Juice Man, French. She said the reason they did that, just like New York, she's like, we gonna let these niggas come down here. When she was in Atlanta back in the days, it wasn't popping yet. They're like, y'all gonna let these niggas, like the block, you gonna let these niggas come through here, get the bread, get y'all shows, get your hoes, and y'all not eating? Nah, these niggas gotta come through and pass our bread. And she took that New York mentality down there to Atlanta in a sense. and that's why niggas started doing the check-in. It's a smart way of extorting your own people in a sense.
Yeah, that's all you're doing is trying to extort your own people.
But not everyone has the pull to do it. Certain people do have the pull. She had the pull to do it. So if you didn't go through her or her people when you getting a show or when your shit got took, you're not getting it back because the wolves are out. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and third. But you go through her, you check in. Don't worry about it, bro. You ain't got to say that check-in is really extortion because they want a little check.
It's only to the
it's only to
black people because you might have like an Ed Sheeran or
a
Robin Thicke that they're a lot of people that's coming to them are black.
Exactly,
but they don't have to check in because they're not black.
Yep,
and they still get that black money that you're complaining about other black people getting and not checking in with you. So it's fucked up that we only do it to us.
It is. It's very messed up, but it's also because in our music is rooted in the streets.
Yeah.
A rapper 9 times out of 10 isn't the lead toughest G in the street because the toughest G in the street don't have time to sit there and line his bar up. The toughest G in the street too busy about working the street stuff, but he'll back you up if he's trying to clean his money up. Now he's back. He's cleaning his money up. He has other habits that come from the streets. The same way, like when he's in jail, I want a piece of everything. He's doing it. Is messed up. That only happens in our culture. But that's why the game hated Suge Knight so much. Suge Knight started taking it outside of hip hop. Started going after Vanilla Ice. White guys that are getting ripped off. They're like, you getting ripped off? All right, I'm going to get your publishing back. You give me a cut 50-50. White guys, they already took the loss. They're like, you ain't about to get that shit back. All right, when he goes into these white executives and he put that pressure on him, they give him everything back and he's getting 50%. He started taking street mentality to these white things. That's why they could not control. That's why for so long, I already use, as you can see, he's paying for it now, but for so long, he was fucking, because the game was built on doing the artists dirty, whether you white or black, regardless. But there was no one ever getting your shit back. That's why only the mobsters are doing it, the Italians. And now when Suge Knight started doing it on the back end, for the black folks or for the white people that need their publishing back, he was a menace. They're giving him everything. They get, you know what I'm saying? They gave Suge Knight a crazy ass deal. You know what I'm saying? This dude was making hundreds of millions back in the days. What it's saying. There's a reason he had that. They try to keep that nigga contained, keep them happy. But it's because and he was doing the same shit. He was extorting people. He needs a cut of this.
Well, the thing is that Suge was doing it to like even like the Jewish executives.
He was doing it to everyone. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because as you can see, it was street culture, and they weren't used to it. And to that, so it was something that was only done in the black thing, but he was doing the thing. But as you can see, this dude was worth so much. But like I said, once you get in enough bread, you gotta get rid of that because as you can see, he lost everything at the end of the day. Them executives like to rob you on paper. Ain't no kind of keep putting muscle on you, having gangbangers do that. It's crazy. Did y'all see the Cameron
Drink Champs?
Drink Champs?
Amazing. I listened to it.
Phenomenal.
I listened to it twice.
Yeah, I'm like the last maybe 10 minutes away, which was crazy. Before it even came out, they said this is going to be the best Drink Champs of the year, and it's not even out yet. And I already knew it was going to be fire. I listened to it like, this shit is fire.
Everybody already knew it was going to be Cam because once Nori posted the picture of the pink bottles and of Ace of Spades pink bottles and all that, it was like, okay, Cam.
I'm talking about why when people seen it, they just knew just between the stories of them two, it was going to be crazy.
And the thing is, like, this nigga Cam is...
He's a legend, bro.
He's 100%. And he never lies.
Never lies.
Like when he told the story about Jay-Z deleting the
I've been heard of that story. Yeah,
deleting his verse off the thing.
Track. Yeah,
and then they called the person because Nori was like, we won't know. We're gonna verify. They called the person to verify. The nigga told the exact story line for line is how Cam said it. I was like, God damn it! Like,
he said I didn't have no beef with him, man. I hopped on the track. I did a verse. Jay-Z heard the track. Just said, man, take that nigga's verse off. Same way,
bro. That shit was amazing, bro. I was like, damn, it was word for word exactly how Cam said it. But like, even this nigga doesn't lie.
But just goes to testament how I tell you. But remember how he got out of his deal the same way. Like I say, he started bringing goons to the label every day. That first up there, I would say back in the days, you had to be maneuver a certain way because these people keep robbing you on paper. So he said he had to bring 40 goons to the label every day. Make them uncomfortable. And they're like, fuck it, man. Just get this guy out of his label. And that's how he got out. That's what I'm saying. So there was people that learned how to work a certain way, even when he got his office at Rock Nation. When they're like, how the fuck you get the office? I'm at the Rock. That nigga seen an empty office space. He's in the closet that was empty. He's like, okay, go ahead and run the phone books in there. claimed that, and they just got their office. He made 2 offices. And the state probably like, how this nigga new here and he got an office? You're like, hey man, don't go complaining. Y'all niggas been here for years. Don't start worrying about my shit, all right? I can't hear the word.
And like,
Which he's right.
The thing is, like, I've been a Dipset fan forever, right? So all these stories were already out.
Yep.
Like I heard, like there was nothing. I didn't learn nothing new, other than the Jay-Z and the deleting shit.
No, I heard that one. I heard that through
everything.
him on
like
Vlad
Cameron
TV.
has already said it out in public.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing new in the interview.
What was new to me is the fact that he's still cool with Mace, but it's the fact that Mace keeps playing him all the time. Like I can't. Their rivalry is so strange to me because them boys literally have like the same name. It's Murder Mace and Killer Cam, and they came out together. And I always wondered, was they split over money? How come the thing? Because he'll pick on Mace, and one minute you're like, man, I'm cool with him. And they were saying I never understand why, but he said it's because Mace kind of switched up on him, and Mace keeps trying him. Like he'll call him, hey, come, let's go out.
Come over here and not show up. Then he'll say, nah, we ain't going to that. And then when he show up to that, Mace is already there. And like, oh, what your niggas doing here? What's up? Blah, blah, blah.
What's crazy, I remember once he said that Mace, back then, Mace was saying he's trying to think of a way of getting the money and get out. And he said Mace was thinking maybe I should become a pastor because niggas in the hood leave pastors alone. Mm-hmm. Which would be fucking, that's genius. Which would be, it's fucking diabolical if you actually became a pastor just for that. I'm going to get me $10 million and I'm going to still be able to go back to the hood because I'm a pastor and niggas don't rob pastors. And that's what he did. And that's what Mace fucking did. This shit is crazy. So, but he said he forgives Mace. Like, because Mace was what, 20 when he was like 18, 19. He like, this nigga was young. He was getting money. That type of money it'll fuck up your head. But
what was interesting on the Drink Champs is seeing Freaky Zeke.
Yeah.
I never seen Freaky Zeke calm and collective. That nigga he's the wild boy. He's the wild child.
Yeah.
And in that interview, if you even watch the video, because I listened to the podcast and then I watched the video.
Yeah.
And Freak is like calm, not all over the place like he usually is. I'm like, damn, something's going on.
The only issue I have with them, it's not even an issue, it's like I don't think you'll ever get like a full Diplomats anymore because like I said, it's Jim has become his own boss.
But they still cool.
They're cool, but he can never get Jim, and it can't ever be, when a person grows to be their own.
Jim's never going to be Capo again.
He's never going to be Capo again. Now it's the condition he was used to, and it's 2 bosses in a room now, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You can't have 2 bosses, and Jim has rightfully become his own boss, which is crazy because he's the worst rapper in the group, but that's why it goes sometimes when you got to hustle, but he's still not better than the rest. He did get better, but those niggas are fire from the get-go. But that's just how it goes in hip-hop. It just depends. He might even be better than them by a couple of them by now because something that you do constantly, you get better over time than a person that does it every now and then. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember Jim dropped an album like maybe a year, 2 years ago. Everyone was speaking about it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, if you're constantly at something through practice, but nonetheless, them boys were, back in the days, Cam was, the thing with me, Cam always felt like he just did rap because he could. He was always getting money another way, this, that, and the third. He rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll spit some bars off. Other times Cam always had selling drinks, shirts, hats.
Cameron is living what Dame Dash is talking.
Yeah, he is very independent. That was new to me. The story of how he used to be Dame Dash's young boy.
Oh yeah, and Bleak was Jay's young boy.
Yeah,
and that's how they.
So they're from. That's how they're from. Like the same era. I was like, I used to go to Jay because that's what's fucking crazy about Jay. Everyone that goes to Drink Champs, I show this dude was a boss since pre-hip hop. Everyone that goes there is pre-solidified. Like, I used to own a house back there. I used to be around back then, and I used to be in that house. I'm like, that shit is fucking wild. Because when they tell this dude came in the game with money, it's fucking wild. But I guess he's been around since then. And he said that the Jay's associate had a bankroll so big and paid for everyone's lunches after that. He said, he said, nigga, I have to get money after this. He's like, ain't no I'm gonna let no little nigga like this come pay for everything that's my age. And Tata, and then he ended up going to jail, coming out, and now he's like the VC of the sneakers or whatever it is. Jay-Z put them back in.
Okay.
It made for a fire interview though.
It was definitely dope. But I think everything Cameron do anything is that should be fire anyway. So
yeah, and he's very big entrepreneur. Like the fact that he said he had like a hair salon out there in Philly. I know he owns properties out here in Orlando still.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he mentioned that. Yeah.
That's where he got his last chick.
Yeah,
Juju.
From Juju. Yeah, he still owns properties.
She from here.
Yeah, he owns a couple properties down here. The fact that he owns a lot of shit, and then he says the one thing he learned back in the days, he don't put his name on everything because niggas start hating. Yeah. That was one thing. And remember I tell you that's the different master. He said when niggas know this shit's yours, they don't want to support it anymore.
Yeah, true.
That's why he says he owns a lot of shit, but he don't have his name on everything. Like on the outside, you know what I'm saying? On the paperwork.
Yeah.
And he do that. But Cam's a fucking legend now. That shit was a fire-ass interview. It was crazy. It was crazy to see. That he hasn't done $1 million worth of game though, no?
No, not yet.
I was watching someone on $1 million worth of game recently. I think was it Jadakiss? I forget. They make for good interviews as well. What else do we have in hip hop?
On hip hop we have Exhibit. Exhibit has a cannabis line.
Yeah,
that I guess is the name of it is like some ingredient that was inside of a bomb or something.
Yeah, it's called.
The Asian community is having a whole thing about it. I'm like,
the Asian community is stressing its power right now. It's called napalm.
Napalm, right? So napalm is an ingredient inside of some bomb that was used in World War II or something. And
Vietnam War, one of them shits.
One of them shits.
One of them shits that are illegal to use. It's a nerve agent.
Right. So I'm like, when is this shit gonna stop? Where?
What is it? It stops when you listen. Like I told you, anytime
everybody is super sensitive about everything.
But here's what happens: anytime you get your chance to shine, it's human nature to like, nigga, we taking everything. Now that it's my turn on the seat, I'm coming for everything. Asian has always been the group of America that's been the most quietest.
They've been ignored. Yeah.
They just been getting money. They're not ignored. They never stuck out. They were just like, we're sticking to our own. They don't vote. They're like, they have the least voter turnout. They don't really vote, but they're also the highest per capita earners in America.
Yeah.
But now that you give them a chance to give them a mic to speak
they're showing out.
Yeah, they're gonna show out like everyone else is. Because if you look from the outside in America, it does look like it's just black and white. Which is crazy if it's a country that's only two people, they're really treating the blacks super unfair. If it's only two people, you think let's fix this up some way, somehow. So the Chicos that are out here is just probably the next one up. I can't even imagine when they get their chance to see how they're going to turn out. This motherfucker. For y'all ignoring them willingly this long or acting like y'all don't see them coming. And us blacks who are only 13%, been trying to fight all along. The only reason we're this loud because we're in entertainment. That's the reason we're in a position to constantly all show it. But it's just wild. So yeah, the Asians now. I always knew whoever get the Asians active because they're such a wealthy household, they don't vote as much as other. Whoever could get them on their side could do a lot for them as far as political power.
Oh yeah.
So it just so happens that I don't know if they're going to vote Democrat because their pockets might be different, but it's Trump that put that bullseye on their back with the whole Asian flu, this, that, and the third. And even though that the media tries to make it seem like they are attacks on Asians, but sometimes the media tries to make it seem like, which I'm going to see probably the FBI or some shit setting it up right now. They're trying to make it seem like it's Asians versus blacks.
Yeah.
Because they're getting assaulted a lot by black people. But it only happened because you don't see a lot of Asians around. Where do they do their business? Where are their business at? They are in the black communities. Yeah. So you're going to be assaulted or most likely run into people of the same area that you're at.
Yeah.
They may not live there, but that's where their business is at.
And you'll see a whole bunch of videos of
black people assaulting them.
Black people doing damage to their stores and shit.
Yeah.
Old shit. Now, these videos are probably like 8 years old, but now they're resurfacing and saying all these Asians
even that clip from that movie was what Menace to Society was coming back.
But what I'm saying is I can see the FBI, like they do every time black folks get attraction on rights. They always find a way to simmer it down or break it apart. Now that the Asians they're like, let's stoke a split between them. We already got half the nation not liking Asians. Now let's look like before they're part of BML, before they try to join Black Lives Matter and get their thing, let's split them two apart. Because now you got half of woke Twitter talking about, don't talk about stop Asian revenge, where we at when we're saying Black Lives Matter. I didn't see y'all putting Black Lives. You got those, and you got other people saying, what are y'all talking about? Black folks and Asians been together since Martin Luther. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but there is a divide online.
But we never really see them giving the support.
It just depends.
We're black, so we know the treatment of Asians to black people.
Yeah, we know the treatment.
Yeah.
And it's never been like the Asians was riding with black folks.
Yeah,
that's true, but they weren't riding with nobody.
They weren't riding with nobody. They wasn't treating us like they treated everybody else.
Yeah.
I can't say they don't treat like no one else. So they only do business in our hood.
They
don't got business Asian businesses in white neighborhoods. So they were following us around this.
They might have the PF Chang. They might have.
Well, that's different. We're not PF Chang ain't treating black people bad. That's probably
they might have
corporate.
That's corporate.
So that's different.
Yeah, but they're not
like,
PF Chang is
like,
treating black people bad.
It's not
people,
like,
but like on the higher level, like they might have like some corporations, some like big businesses.
But what I mean is when black people
what they do deal with like like white people, but
What
as
I
far
mean
as like like they're like mom and pop stores.
Yeah,
during the hood.
The negative encounters black people have
on
with
the
the
higher
Asians,
level, they do.
Yeah.
With the,
but the negative encounters black people have with the Asians will be at the mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
Or is that if you have a negative encounter with them, that would be where because they happen in the hood.
I mean, that's where we at.
You know
but that's just how black people get treated by everybody. Nobody ever gives black people the respect.
Same thing happens with the Muslims. They're like, well, these Muslims, y'all know how they treat us at their hair stores.
Exactly.
Like, no, everyone treats us bad in their hood because they get to just do business there. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even say, I don't know. Like I said, I've been in the retail business when I've gone in the vending, when you go into these stores and you go in and they're Muslim and you're going and they're Asian. And their customer base sometimes is the worst customer base out there. Niggas is stealing from you. True. They talking in kind of way. They come in there just buying lottery tickets. They loitering out front. So after a while, if you're nice, these motherfuckers will steamroll you.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be as rough as the streets niggas with them, and that's the only way they show you respect.
You become part of the environment too,
because if you nice, them niggas will steamroll over you.
Right, and when you mean, they will give you respect.
Exactly. So
because you go down here in Orlando, like if you go anywhere in the hood in Orlando, like there was a liquor store we was in, and street dude walks in buying liquor and shit like that. He says something slick to the Asian guy. Yep. The Asian guy said, what the fuck you just say?
Exactly.
What the fuck you just say? And then we like, oh shit, it's about to go down. But no, the black dude, he's like, oh, my bad, boss, my bad. Because they already know what time it is.
You never seen the video of the dude in the Bay Area talking area to the Asian guy? They're like, come outside right now, Trick. I will be out right. The guy jumps around the counter. Like, what's up, Trick? Hello, the fuck? Like, he ain't think about it was about that, but if you fold, these niggas will press your ass. So you gotta sometimes, it's the neighborhood. Sometimes it's not that everyone in the neighborhood's bad, but there's enough bad of them that it's gonna make you where you have to be aggressive and assertive. Because if not, they'll steamroll over your ass. Being nice, well, if you go in there with your kids and your girlfriend and all that, they treating you different. If you go in there with a pack of kids with your boys, your backpack on, they have a whole different environment. Like I said, I go in there as a vendor. It's a whole different person than he is with me, than he is talking to the customers. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I could see why, because there's a whole, even these accounts, like, fuck, I got to deal with this guy.
You come with the nigga with the tank top.
The client, like I said, the customer base in itself is a fucked up customer base. So it perpetuates. You know what I'm saying? It's like riding in Spirit Airlines. You already know everything's going to be fucked up.
Sad shit, you know, it's just like, damn, you got to give him the treatment.
Yeah, you just got to give the treatment. Because if not, these niggas will take advantage of you, bro. They paying for shit. They never have the full amount. You know what I'm saying? They don't got the tax money. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm pretty sure the niggas is keeping the tax. I don't even know how much tax they actually reported. That's just extra pocket.
If you paying cash and you paying tax at the convenience store, that's just extra money for them.
Shit. But I think it's never have the tax. You know what I'm saying? It's wild though. But the convenience store, to say it's not providing convenience is wild, because that convenience store has breakfast. It has white teas, black teas, khakis. True, It has milk, juice, and products. It might have a couple grocery stores. You're in a food desert area. It provides a lot of shit, bro.
Who else? What that dude in Texas, Mr. Wong, the one who does the grills?
Yeah. Them grocery stores in the hood, like I said, I mean, them convenience stores have lots of stuff in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it is kind of crazy. And they don't get robbed too often. Like I said, they know who to try. Like I said, if you're being too nice, nigga running your shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll bring your shit. So if you saying they know who to try. I don't even know how the hell we even spoke on.
We came on that from the exhibit shit.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the napalm thing. You feel like they're overstepping?
Yeah, because it's not like he created the fucking.
Well,
he just used the name. It's the title.
So
there's like
there's a couple of dispensaries.
It's like eventually we're not gonna be able to use certain words because a community is insulted by the word.
Well, either way, if I'm not about to lose all this money, I'm gonna rebrand this shit ASAP because there's certain dispensaries that I wanted in there. I'm just gonna rebrand it, and no problem. We're gonna come out with a new name. We're gonna re-release it. Apologize, keep it moving. But just this week, what happened was, ever since like 3 weeks ago, Asian community came after YG's video, Meet the Flockers. That was off his debut album, which was fucking fire. That's probably a straight fire. His first album was fire. I think he was working with Dre at the time. When he has one of the skits on there, or one of the songs on there, he's talking about how they're just going around doing home invasions. He's talking about find an Asian person because they keep money. They don't trust banks. They like to keep cash on them. So one of the people that work at YouTube, one of the texts were being woke trying to say, we need this video removed because it's speaking on ill against Asians or violence against Asians. YouTube's like, nah, this is creative artistic control, this, that, and the third. YouTube tried fighting it for like a week or two, and they end up pulling it this week. If you look back at it, I was like, there's two sides. Like, it's fucked up, so you can't speak on robbing Asians, but niggas talking about robbing and killing each other all day long, and y'all let that shit rock. That is fucked up. But then if you go back 3 years ago, someone did pull a home invasion, and they said the YG album actually showed them how to do it out. It should have been pulled 3 years ago, but like I said, niggas got rigged now. You know what I'm saying? It should have never been pulled because it's like, how am I going to use this as an excuse? But like I said, once these niggas, like I said, once you got the juice, you got to use your juice. Okay,
but black people been going through this struggle forever. Yeah. When the fuck are we going to pull all this bullshit about slavery down?
What do you mean?
It's offensive to
black people.
When
are we going to pull the juice? When are we going to, when are we going to flex?
When are we going to
it depends. Because black folks be complaining about, you have two black folks. You got black folks that say that, I can't be watching. There's someone he said there's $1 billion business in black suffering. These black movies. So some people won't even watch any movies where black suffering. Like, I could watch them, but sometimes I'm not in the mood to be mad, so I won't watch them. Like, I haven't watched, like...
The thing is, it's almost like that's the only thing.
It is the only thing. So some people won't even watch them.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you only watch, if that's all that's provided to you, then you start to believe like, damn, that's what I got. That's what I am. That's, I guess.
So when is the black suffering is going to start?
Okay, but here's the issue though. Like, here's what I mean. Like, what was the movie that just came out that I missed with not Nat Parker, the other one about well, the dude was a spy for the FBI. Going on his name.
The Judas and the Messiah.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched it yet because I haven't been in the mood to be mad. Because I know if I'm watching shit, I'm going to end up believing, look at this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I got to be in the mood to be in what's the name. But I'm not also one of the people saying enough of these movies because I don't see any Jewish people saying enough Holocaust movies, enough painting Nazis is bad. That's be retarded. Why would you not want people to realize that you got done dirty? It's history. You know what I'm saying? It's trauma to us. Maybe just don't watch it if you don't. I mean, that's not our only thing. But there could never be enough recording of the trauma that happened to us because it's under-recorded.
Yeah.
If anything.
Okay, but same way you say that, the same trauma that the Asians have for this YG shit, they're getting that shit pulled because it's showing that trauma.
Yeah, but that's because a black guy did it. If an Asian guy did it, they would have an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're having an issue with us people even reporting our own thing. Some people say, I don't want to see that. It's another... I understand if you say you're sick of Hollywood white folks doing our thing. Now you want only Nate Parker's and the Spike Lee's recording it and doing it all day long. You know what I'm saying? Because I've yet to see a black person. I want to see someone so bold. If I ever got directing, I would do a movie about the Holocaust and give it justice. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's some crazy shit. But I don't even know if they'll even allow me to get that. But like, nigga, you ain't Jewish. What the fuck you think you about to record from Holocaust? They probably say, you don't get this shit about here. Because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Would they allow a person that's not even Jewish culture, or even a black person, that record the Holocaust? Because that shit was like, if you ever go on the history books, or if not in the history books, we learn about it in school, but even that we don't even learn enough. If you ever go on History Channel and you see how much, because the fact that there's Holocaust deniers is fucking insane. If you see like the pictures of rows You know how like we had the caskets in New York when they had the dead bodies? But this is just no caskets, just bodies on top of bodies, 6 feet high, that they just was dumping into them and burying them mass graves. And people super skinny. I'm like, I don't know how people could try to act like this did not happen. When we got footage of this shit, this is so crazy.
What is people that fucking don't think slavery happened?
And there's people that lived through it too. Like,
there's people that lived through it
today.
So, but what it made me that's kind of like one of those things that it made me, like as my kid, you know, my oldest son is homeschooled, but you still have to follow certain curriculum to check off with the state. To show you what's saying, like he's learning about like the Indians, and we'll have to watch like Last of the Mohicans. And I'm like, man, I don't want to learn none of this bullshit. I'll be telling my friend, does he need to learn none of this? Because what I realize is that not only are you learning that, black people know more of white people's history than they know of their own history.
Of course,
True, yeah.
They don't. That's what it is. It is ignorance because it's a willful. I don't even say it's willful. They don't have to know. So they think that we're just making this shit
they
up.
don't have to know. It's not required for them to move on.
Yeah.
So you don't need to know that.
How did you get here?
You don't need to know that this black person did this or that, but you have to know that George Washington did this and came from this to move on to the next grade or some shit like that.
But I'm saying not even that. They don't even know their history. Like they don't even know that their ancestor did this to this black person. They don't even realize that they got a head up after the war, that the suburbs was made just for them.
Right.
These are extra stuff that a person has to go out the way to learn. We know more about American history than the white guy does. That's what they don't even notice that.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you could use that to your advantage if knowing more than your opponent does or anything like that. That's what we got to learn.
And also too, like it's almost like they deny like racism because
they don't know.
They look at you like you have it just as good as they do.
Yeah, they don't. They deny because they don't know it.
It's like
when you know your history. We know more of their own history than they do. They never even heard of
like they don't have to know it.
Exactly, they don't have to know it. They never even heard of the massacres that happened when they had black thriving cities.
It's the thing.
They just get wiped out. They never
like,
heard of shit like that.
It's like the runner running with the wind against his back versus running towards the wind.
Exactly.
If it doesn't affect you, then you don't know it's there.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. So it's one of those things that I was like, I can't feel like we should be canceling any of our own stuff because no person that's gonna be in a victim is gonna say enough victim movies. It's kind of crazy. Make the opposite, but this is not documented enough for the masses. We're in the minority. The masses don't see this enough, and it's sad that these are still black movies that are come up and it's directed. These white folks aren't even though they make all these slave movies, white folks ain't even going to see them. It's us that go see them. Yeah. Sadly, every now and then they'll own an academy. That's the only ones that seem to get the awards is when they're in struggle. And then they'll be like, oh, this is a good acting piece. We'll go see it. But that's the only time they'll see it. They don't, when it's a movie that's all black cast, they're not going to see it. It's only us that see it. And I was like, so it don't make any sense for you not to document it and keep showing it because this shit is happening. It has happened. And you have to find a way to get the masses to recognize that it's happened. Because if not, they're not going to, they just seem to think that we all started, like you said, the same line. And they don't realize it's like one of those things. I seen someone this past week. I got some gun nuts, like I said, that are hung up on the Second Amendment. Black, like that one guy that says all black guns matter. I think he does protest on that. He's hard on liberals. I like, yeah, black guns matter, but that's not the hill I'm willing to die on. I feel like that almost in a sense, I said it's almost like a white issue in a sense. Because that's one of the amendments that was promised to us. But I feel like they haven't delivered on the other ones. Why would this one be the hill that I die on? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It makes no difference to me. But it's the same way y'all trying to take away voting rights or them saying the places that are open carry. We know black folks have to be extra cautious or they don't even open carry as much or they get questioned more. So we know that all this stuff. So it's just a wild thing in that aspect.
Yeah, but I think we need more diverse content besides just the struggles.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
But it's sad,
just the thing, it don't fucking sell.
Yeah, a lot of times, that's what I'm saying. Even what's his name? What's that dude?
Which one?
The producer who
Jordan Peele.
Oh, the one that had the show that we like on not Blackish. The one that did the Blackish.
Black
as fuck.
Even him when he tried to bring out something positive.
Yeah.
Even that, people was uncomfortable.
Some people loved it. Some people went against it. Exactly.
It's just how sad it is that we more rather see the struggle than we rather see something that's more positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're uncomfortable with, like, you know.
I think the
something
people
that's
that was uncomfortable with it is just the black people that can't imagine that black people
Yep.
are
Can-
actually
can, you know, like-
can actually prosper and be bougie like
Yeah.
white folks are bougie and
But-
look down on white people for being poor because they can't see that in the real world.
Yeah, they look like it's not real. It's not.
But you know, well, it is real. I mean, it is. It's your celebrity. It's your damn near like every athlete, football, rappers.
Yeah, there's different spectrums. There's different spectrums of black in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when they first came out with, what was it, Notting Hill? What is the black version of?
Even I just realized that Love and Hip Hop, T.I. Basically, that's just
Yeah, but there was
we do watch T.I. Yeah, we do watch
Baldwin
like,
Hills. I remember when that first came out when I was younger. I was like, look at BT trying to knock off the Hills or some shit, some white show.
Right.
Oh, this is so crappy.
Yeah,
Y'all
what
niggas
was it,
bro,
like the
'cause-
Jeffersons, all that, all them shows. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I was younger. I was like, y'all niggas look so stupid because it looked like a poor version of the or the Hills, whatever suburbs.
Or even Fresh Prince.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't believe it was real, but there was an upper black class
Right.
that I had never seen before.
Yeah.
They were broker than the white ones though, nonetheless. But I was making fun of it because I was like, this is supposed to be a knockoff. But I didn't realize this was just our version of it because I had never seen it on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Fucked up world we live in.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
where black folks can't even imagine
Them
being
doing
on
good,
the
yeah.
same level as white folks that they see on TV.
Yep. And now we're getting different versions of it because now we're finally getting to the point where we get the second generation. So it's really throwing us off because we ain't used to seeing the babies like Dwayne Wade's kids or Will Smith's kids. We're not used to seeing second generation wealthy kids because they done grew up with privilege their whole life. They still have the black swag. So we thinking they'll be black like us because they still got popularity, they still got swag. But these motherfuckers is on some whole different shit. You know what I'm saying? We're like, nah, we ain't on that. Y'all niggas weirdos, but they're gonna be weirdos anyway, because they got the wealth. They're in a whole different access.
Right.
They're in a different world. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're gonna be able to represent the masses 2 generations down. You know what I'm saying?
The masses of black folks just can't comprehend it.
Yeah, it's good, and this is the first time watching them.
Even like our kids are gonna be raised in like
Yep,
super privileged versus
exactly. how you were.
normal what we would consider the majority of black America.
Yeah,
Our kids might be raised they're gonna be raised completely different because they didn't have to go through none of that struggle that the mass of black folks have to go through.
I mean, look at that. Now, if you speak on shows that you don't have to speak, that shows black and different light. Look at just this here, the Bridgertons. Remember I told you about that show? I don't know if you ended up watching.
I watched it.
I told you it was dope because they almost made race as a non-factor in a sense.
Right.
So now this comes out the next season that the head black guy that's in there
Is not returning.
the
yet.
Duke is not returning. And I was like, look like Bridgerton's canceled. Ain't nobody about to watch that shit.
Well, they're just gonna replace him with another black person.
Nah, his character's not gonna be there.
Oh,
His
yeah.
character's not there. But I mean, it was a fire show nonetheless. Maybe there's still black people in it though, because the Queen's black.
Right.
So it's not. But either way, you know what I'm saying, this is the dude that girls are loving this dude. So I know, but I feel Netflix really tried to play the man. They said they're trying to get him back for only 5 episodes, $50,000 a piece. If you see how big of a fucking star this dude was, bro, that's only what, $250,000?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
5 episodes. Y'all niggas is really holding up the bag.
That's the whole bullshit about Netflix.
Yeah.
Underpaying black actors.
Y'all
and
niggas is holding up the
underpaying
bag.
Black content.
This dude's the fucking heartthrob of the show. Girls watching the show. Y'all supposed to get this nigga $250,000?
Monique been telling y'all niggas.
They should have threw the bag at this nigga. Rewrite the script if you had to, because
Exactly.
you know the eye candy. The girls are coming back.
Yeah, and he's worth more than that $50K that you're trying to
Yeah,
give him
way
an episode.
just off the fanfare that they had last season and people going crazy over him. White girls, black girls. This dude was saying just the character. Like I said, they didn't even. It was saying, you gotta write this nigga a check, bro. That $250. He was like, nah, I'm gonna go check out my other opportunities, as he should. Well, what? After I had him flaming out last season, you think I'm gonna stick around for only $250? I'm about to get this check elsewhere, bro. Yeah, I'm supposed to make it where he don't even need to. You know what I'm saying? Throw a couple mil at him where he don't got to look anywhere else for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's ridiculous how they treat these black actors.
$250, bro.
The pay difference. The pay difference that black entertainers get versus what the white entertainers get is fucking ridiculous.
Yep. It's crazy. So we gotta
and it's like that throughout all industries. Even like fucking tennis, where Serena's the number one, but her nemesis, the white lady,
the lady should stay
making like
make more money
7 times more than her.
Yeah,
wow. Shit is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, even though Serena destroys
more
her.
popular,
more better. The lady has more endorsements.
What's the reason? What's the excuse?
Who knows? It's fucking wild. Even though the lady has more endorsements,
it's in every industry, bro, and entertainment, no matter what it is, bro. That white skin's gonna get you paid 3 times as much.
Yeah, Reggie Jean Page, I believe his name is. Sure, but
I just looked him up. Yeah,
Bridgerton. If you watch the show, it's a dope show. I don't know how it's going to spend for next
season.
Another
English actor.
Yeah, you already know that's the cream of the crop when it comes to actors. It's English actors, but the show is based on like English history though. But we gotta see how it's gonna do for next season. If that's gonna have any effect, because I think next season is supposed to be about the prince, which is the white guy.
Oh yeah, we'll see. They'll bring him back. They're gonna give him that bag if they want him back.
Yeah, one way or the other, right? if they try to eat. You got this last one I have in hip hop is this Boosie he was mad because he's getting mistaken as Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
And then Flavor Flav gets mad. He's like, every now and then I get mistaken. He's like, first of all, let's get it straight. He's like, Boosie is not being mistaken as Flavor Flav. Flavor says, as Flavor Flav, I get mistaken as Boosie. I came first, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I came first. And you're like,
yeah, let it be known.
Then when you look at both of them, you're like, yeah, them niggas do look alike.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm like, if you don't want to look like him, Boosie, grow out your fucking beard. One of y'all grow out a beard. It don't make no sense for Flavor Flav to be this old and try to have the baby face. So if anything, he needs to be growing out the beard.
You got that Benjamin Button face.
But he's the old face, but you could see all the 5 o'clock shadow. They both could grow out a beard, but they trying to keep it clean. It ain't like Jay-Z where he got the baby face. You know what I'm saying? Where he can't grow out the facial. These dudes have beards and they're not trying to grow out. But Flavor Flav is like 56 years old. Grow the damn beard out, bro.
Who do you think is more popular, Boosie or Flavor Flav?
Right now, it has to be Boosie.
Yeah, right now it's Boosie.
Because Boosie is intertwined into this whole social media phase.
Yeah.
Where Flavor Flav didn't have that benefit of social media. So Boosie is probably more world known than Flavor Flav.
I still think I think Boosie is more popular in the black community. But I think Flavor Flav is more popular, like, overall.
It depends on the generation.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Overall, I think Flavor Flav is
anybody over like 40 years old is going to say Flavor Flav is more popular. But anybody under that, which is going to be majority of people, is going to say Lil Boosie.
I mean, Flavor Flav came out with what group again?
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, one of the best woke groups on there. This was before hip-hop almost got rebranded and they took it from us for being too woke. But then he came back years later and people feel like they got him back on that coon shit. You know what I'm saying? And he came back years later. He was on that
Love Flavor Flav.
And Flavor Flav. Just knocking girls off with a big chain. Yeah, boy. None of that woke shit. It was straight cooning for the bread. And he was getting paid. And I remember even, what's his name, had a great skit about it.
Dave Chappelle?
Not Dave Chappelle. The small one, man, on Short. Mini Pimp on
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Like they went to like a Dave Chappelle roast, and all these white folks would call them crispy, crackly, niggas and coons and cricket all night long. Yeah. And he's like, so they gonna call me. He said, so I still had to get paid, boy. And then
they got to pay me,
yeah,
boy.
they gotta pay me, boy. And he was like, I never thought I'd be able to learn a thing from a grown ass nigga with a Viking hat
with the wrong time on it.
He was like, well, you know what? That nigga taught me something. He like, if they gonna call you crispy, crackly, cruel niggas anyways, you might as well get a check for it. Like, that's true. And he was like, shrug. I like that is true.
It's funny though, like that show, Flavors of Love. That's one of the shows that really taught me like something about like even like
what you get, buddy?
Women in general, like you could be look however you look.
Oh, and he had some.
I ain't gonna lie, we used to see it even like back
Yeah.
in school.
Men
Yeah,
don't
and
have-
But back in school, it was just
Yeah.
like, like every like
It-
average,
he
person
was
around
he
you.
was pre Kevin Samuels. He was just showing you he's a high valued man. Yeah,
But him, it just shows you like it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. That nigga
doesn't matter.
That nigga had delicious and hoops, bro.
Delicious hoops.
Yeah,
Oh man,
He done made a bunch of millionaires off of that show.
New York.
New York.
Yeah.
She done had her a whole spin-off
Sent off. The fact that he tried New York twice, bro. He brought it back on that. What's the name?
just to cancel it
Just to
again.
kill.
Shit is ridiculous.
Fucking legendary.
Disrespectful.
Flavor was a
he
different
was the one who
beast.
really taught me that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, men don't have to look good, bro.
Yeah,
Because
New York, you know what I mean?
women don't look at men about how great they look. They look at a man about his resources.
Yeah.
If you're resources,
they look at that too, but they'll bypass that if you got the resources.
young chicks look at guys on
How they
if
look.
he look
Yeah.
good and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the
I say
older,
when it doesn't matter when you're in high school or I guess
Exactly.
right? So
middle
the younger
school.
chicks, the older
But
chick,
like when them bills start coming in,
Life get at you.
they don't give
yeah,
a fuck how you
if
look.
a nigga could pay that rent, damn, he look good.
Like Jay-Z said, there's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. I'm
Yeah,
cute. You know what I'm saying?
that boy, he had that shit on his live.
Oh, so that
Kevin said,
Kevin Samuels?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what Jay-Z said. There's such thing as an ugly billionaire.
What was the other line too? From B.I.G. Black and
Oh,
ugly as ever.
However, yeah,
Put you down to the socks.
Exactly, yeah.
Long as that's what they say. Long as you have that, however,
Yeah, exactly.
you good in the
Telling all
game.
them women. I mean, look at who Jay-Z's married to. Look at who B.I.G. had. He had both Kim and Faith Evans.
Look at Trump. You got plenty. You can see
Trump,
it.
yeah.
It shows, yeah. You can look any kind of way. You get that. You're a baddie. You get your baddie.
Get your bread up. You get a
money,
baddie.
right? Yeah. So it is kind of crazy. But yeah, he was one of the early ones. It's kind of crazy. Boosie's, you just seen how mad he was, man. Motherfucker gonna call me Flavor Flav. He was just rolling, dog.
But that's just Boosie's demeanor. Boosie always looks serious.
Yeah.
he could be saying some wild shit. And he know he's saying wild shit,
Yeah.
but he's able to keep that face, that like I'm dead ass serious
Yeah.
face.
I love it.
So that's something that's good about Boosie.
Yeah. Boosie, the thing I like also about Boosie, he did what a lot of Southern artists don't do. The fact that he's able to keep the flame on. Only two Southern artists have been able to do it even after their career passed, still stay on the internet relevant, was Boosie and Pliers.
Yeah, plus
These are people that weren't supposed to have super long runs.
Yeah.
Not even the best lyrical, but they still manage. See, some New York artists, Nori still get the bag. You got what's his name? That Mano got his own reality show. Plenty of them still do those shows. Lupe got a show with Royce the 5'9". The Southern artists can't do shit outside of just touring, bro. These niggas just tour and that's it. They have no connection to internet, no nothing, and it's fucking wild to me.
It's a personality thing.
I don't get though, but you put these niggas in there. I like Trick just not doing it, but I like there should be no reason why we shouldn't always hear from these guys. Some of them got the personality that if you T-Pain's one. Like if you get this nigga a mic, we should be getting legendary content from this guy all the time. We always get little bits and pieces out of Southern artists, which I don't know why, bro.
It has to be. It's a personality and a confidence thing.
Yeah, it's a fear.
It has to be a personality and confidence thing. Maybe T-Pain don't have that confidence that the Plies have and Lil Webby, the Boosie have.
Yeah, T.I. has got his show now. So Atlanta's got a bunch of people that got now shows there, which is kind of the Dexter Revolt. But at first, I like the legends we grew up on. I never, they kind of just came on. We don't know what Juvenile up to. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing this thing. P's always trying to do his promotional thing, but not sweet. But imagine all the No Limit artists we don't hear from. How are we hearing from the fucking CEO? But we hardly never heard from the Mystical. We don't even know that it's Silk at. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of Mia X, Fiend. There's plenty of other people. That's another thing. Outside of, you got people that are even on, I guess, let's say Cash Money. Nicki, she's still a star. I guess Drake's still a star. Maybe that's the reason. But imagine all the artists that are still there we don't hear from. We don't hear from Turk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, from that, it's a lot of stuff.
Interview of Turk with Vlad.
Yeah, but it's one-off interviews. You know what I'm saying? These are people that were huge, sold millions. There's got to be a way to try to fight the tide of staying relevant instead of just performing. It's like they just cool with the bag that they're getting. And I guess because it's cheaper to live in the South, they probably just cool with that. Getting that $10,000 a week, you know what I'm saying, and go 2-3 shows a week. Getting to, you know what I'm saying, it's probably good enough for them. The niggas got a good estate. A fucking Bun B, nigga that who could speak perfectly, does great interviews. You been telling me this dude shouldn't be on a show or something like that? So that's another one. That's
a lot of times we just don't have the platform. That's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if
that's
it's because
we just don't have the
a lot of Southern artists were used to getting it themselves.
Yeah.
That they spend the rest of their career trying to get it themselves instead of Pastor Troy, Little John. These are people that we're supposed to be. They had such a massive run that I ain't supposed to be wondering where they at now. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to pinpoint, oh, you got this going on right now. I should be at any time. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they kind of just disappear with the midget.
What was it?
Atlanta?
Yeah, we did see him in Atlanta.
You could catch, if you're a Southern person, you'll catch Pastor Troy. I actually seen him in Miami sometimes. He had the belt when y'all seen him.
He was there, nigga.
Still sitting right. Yeah, I think he was there.
What was this at?
I was sitting right next to him. Yeah.
Was this New Year's?
Yeah, it was New Year's. Yeah,
it was New Year's. You don't remember when we went to
Magic
Atlanta?
City,
Oh, inside Magic City. Yeah. He was there. T.I. and Tiny was there. So
yeah.
So
standing right next to this dude.
Yeah, he just be
right
all
there
over
in the crowd. Yes.
Yeah, but that's his home as far as Atlanta. But
yeah,
I'm always shocked how these guys don't have like their own little bit that they could tell because they'd have some crazy stories as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like they should do something. They should be a legend out of one of them that could keep saying the same way Snoop got his own show, still popping, huge in the West Coast. We have people in the South that are that big that should have had their own version of that. They should be a South version of Snoop. I don't know if Trick Daddy holds them. I know you're saying Trick Daddy is doing, but I don't know if I don't know if Trick Daddy has a star appeal.
Trick Daddy get on social media in his underwear. Saying some wild shit.
Trick's just a wild boy, man. I feel Trick
like cooking, like showing his little chef skills.
Yeah,
or like do a little video at the restaurant.
Trick's a wild boy.
Also,
like I feel like
Love and Hip Hop.
I feel like he almost felt his celebrity in a sense. As big as he was, he didn't keep up with it though. Trick was a ladies' man at one point, bro.
Yeah.
This is the
that lupus.
Yeah, but remember, he got that special lupus.
That lupus will do it to you, bro.
Yeah, that was the Trick. Let him say all these niggas that came after Trick, Ross, Khaled, those niggas they're living on a different status, and Trick was right there with them. Fucking, I have to just stop doing the music. It's the only thing I think that messed up is that he stopped doing the music
because he was like what you call that? He was that guy in Miami.
Because look how big Trina is, and Trina was never lyrically as good as other female artists, and she's known to have a writer. And for her to still be on this tier where all the artists still like her, all the big artists still show, because she always shows respect. She has no beef outside of Kaya. But they all still rock with her. All these young girls still love her. She does Love and Hip Hop, still got shows.
What's her name? Trina was what do you call that? What these girls are now.
Yeah, but she was still only number 2 on the label. Imagine the number 1 guy, the MVP guy, being right there with you and level off that. When he was, she was never on par with Trick, bro. Trick was fucking massive. Trick brought her in.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like the fact that they're working like as co-workers, co-sides, this should have never been an equal thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a personality thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. I'm not sure. I feel like Trick should be right there with Ross.
Ambition in it too.
Yeah, Trick should have been right there with Ross.
Yeah,
I guess Trick don't have that.
He didn't have that mission.
He don't have the universal personality that everybody gravitate to and like.
I don't know.
No, Trick.
That attitude is he's off.
No, people do like Trick.
He's like the Boosie of his time, though. It's just the fact that he took all that time off and he came back with the lupus face and didn't address it. Then he cursed people out online. It just got wild. I don't know. Trick didn't grow. It's kind of like one of your celebrities didn't fulfill all you wanted to fulfill out of. But he got his eatery. As long as he's happy, he's good. You don't mind. He's definitely a big part down there. But it's not like Ross, who we seen came out of nowhere. Who would have fucking thought? I remember going to Ross concerts when he was just showing out, wearing the man to do 3-4 shows, wear the same shirt. Yeah. All 3-4 shows, you'd see him on a promotional shirt.
When he first came out, he had to have what you call that, the cosign, the
Khaled cosign, yeah.
No, not Khaled cosign. You had to have like Trick or Trina in your video.
Yeah.
So people could actually pay attention to you.
He was lyrical, but I was like, I didn't think he was going to be around now. Look at years later, this man's
he's
a boss, still around. Don't even have to show that much. You know,
Brought up
you
the
seen
phrase
breaking
boss,
deals.
you know, the whole beard style.
Yeah.
It's all branding, bro. Branding. Trick. I mean,
Ross had some of the
great
best branding in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only, like I said, he's not traditional sex symbol. This is a fat dude outside of Biggie, who was the same sense that unapologetically out there, no shirt on, just chains, tattoos all in his stomach.
Yeah.
This nigga he made himself to a whole new sex symbol that hasn't been there in years. You know what I'm saying? And lean into it. Ain't like he was out here not covering himself. This nigga got no shirt on sometimes. Yeah. He leaned into it heavy, bro, and fucking changed it around. Called himself the boss. That confidence is next level. Ross is a different dude out here, though. And the next thing you know, his branding beats bar none, bro.
You got them girls liking bellies. Yeah.
Exactly, the baller belly. Yeah, Ross is a different beast, bro. Now I got the acres in Atlanta. This nigga living different, bro.
But Amari Stoudemire is home in Florida too. Yeah.
We got anything else? I think it's a short week. We already at 1.
Hip hop ain't got nothing.
I think that's it for hip hop. If y'all want to switch over to sports.
I think the only thing we got in sports is MLB pulling their all-star from Georgia for that whole voters bullshit that the senator or whatever signed into office.
Yeah, the governor.
MLB decided that we pulling all this shit out of Atlanta since y'all want to do this racist shit with politics. We just gonna pull everything away from it. And a lot of people are in the uproar about that.
It's two sides. Some people saying it's not going to do nothing but hurt Atlanta. Some people saying, Republicans saying y'all need to stay out of politics, which is crazy because y'all take all the money from them. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the same thing Republicans do. Like they know that if they can lower the amount of turnout, the better off they'll be in a sense. But Coca-Cola said a statement against it, and then people were mad at Coke for saying a statement. Coca-Cola said that y'all infringing on people's rights. It is messed up. You remember Coca-Cola is in Georgia. So it is crazy. We'll see how much corporate backers kind of go against Georgia for trying to pull this stunt off. What I hate is that I know that by them pulling this off, there might be less voter turnout. It's just going to energize the base of Democrats. And when Democrats are in Georgia again, they're going to complain they cheated again. But it don't make no sense. All y'all did is made the shit harder for people to vote. And they're going to use this as a reason
to tell
like
even if like somebody's in line was going to vote Republican.
Yeah.
And you know that those are the same people you're trying to vote for who's doing this to you.
Yeah.
It
gets crazy.
And that's what I'm saying. Like they always kind of finicky. They always kind of like, I always kind of look at them sideways. The only person that actually made me look towards him was John McCain.
John McCain.
Like he was only like one of the few sane Republicans, you know, that said anything that made sense.
There's a few.
Other than that, I would say lately, Mitt Romney have, you know, come out lately.
Romney
but
probably.
Other than that, like, it's not too many of them that.
But the thing that they're politicians, so you can't really trust them because Romney's now making sense. But remember, there was that old footage back in the days when it leaked, and he was saying how these people just want stuff for free.
Yeah,
that nigga was talking very elitist, bro. Like now he's rebranded himself.
But that, like, it wasn't really just like, you know, race or nothing like that. It was just mainly like about class.
Yeah, that's worse. The fact that he think that these people want something for free, and now what are people getting stuff? So we really know he may acting like that, but really deep down inside his policy, I told y'all these worms.
But for somebody who's in the middle class, that ain't really.
It was just very elitist of him. It was crazy at those times they tried to paint Obama as the elitist. They're like, you mean the black guy who just got here as opposed to the white guy that's with a couple hundred Mims. Y'all want to play the black guy because he went to Harvard as the elitist. That's the out of touch one. But the other one I have in sports is Paul Pierce.
Yeah, I was
getting fired.
Bring that up,
getting fired from ESPN.
For his what was it, Instagram Live?
Yeah, with the girls twerking.
Yeah,
y'all got the one with the joke with the voiceover and he's telling girl.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, shake that ass. Go ahead and do that. Paul Pierce is a wild boy, bro.
Yeah, it's the thing about, you know, working in to that media.
Yeah.
It's just like certain things you just can't do. I mean, like it's his right to like have something like that. You know, anybody else working like whatever other field, I don't think it would really matter.
So do you think he deserves to be fired? I think he's look for it.
They said
they look at it like
they said they only fired him because they said it because he put it out there.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. If it was like a video that just surfaced that showed him at that party smoking weed and having strippers and shit around, it would have been fine. But it's the fact that he put the video out there himself. That's why they fired him.
Yeah, he was wild. My thing is people saying, maybe he don't need the money. I was like,
I don't think he does.
He was a millionaire. Maybe he didn't need the money, but he wanted the job. That's one sure. Because remember when Paul Pierce first came out, the reason he got on is when he came out, he really campaigned. He was coming out with all these crazy hot takes that he's better than D Wade. Every time he'd come out with some crazy shit that it would stop the culture. People going, "You shut the fuck up, Paul Pierce." And he was always saying some wild shit to stay hot. And even the fact that he's a good moderator. He had the craziest takes. Yeah, he had memes on him. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? He had all these wild takes, but only for a few years later for you to just quit the biggest sports casting thing. Not quit. It seems like you're setting yourself up to get fired by doing some dumb shit like this. Because if you leave ESPN, it's because you probably want to go somewhere else because they're not paying you or you get paid more else. But if you leave ESPN on terms like that, where are you gonna go to get paid more? So unless you don't care about the money,
go to Fox. Fox will take you.
Yeah, if you're for the same bread, but not if you leave ESPN like that. You think Fox will take you? You doing some dumb shit like that? Strippers?
No, I don't think so. No,
probably not.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Like ESPN wants to they want to say, "Oh, we're associated with Disney, so we can't have this look."
Yeah,
but I guarantee ESPN ain't gonna stop a performance from what's the chick name? Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
I bet she'll be able to perform for ESPN
and
do the same exact shit that the strippers are doing.
Sure.
I guess
it wasn't obscene. That's what I was saying. Like,
someone said if Stephen J would have did that, they would have probably said next week Stephen J gonna have a show where he does a documentary about exotic dancers right outside the strip. and other people say, well, is it Paul Pierce? Is no Stevie J. It also matters because some of the, like you said,
different industries. Like you talking about music versus sport. Yeah.
No, what I mean is like the biggest people in Fox and what's name are both controversial speakers. So you have Stephen J. and you have Skip Bayless.
Who's Stephen J?
I mean, what am I saying?
Shannon Sharp?
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Oh, Stephen A.
Yeah, Stephen A.
Yeah.
Stephen J. Why am I saying Stephen J?
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith.
I was confused, bro.
That's why I said music. Like,
Stephen J.
That's why you thought you talking about.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I'm like, what does Stevie J have to do with ESPN?
Oh, that's why you said sports. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith. So both of them take real hot takes on very big celebrities or crazy takes, and they're the two biggest in their industries on both ends. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. Paul Pierce did it. Paul Pierce came out with his hot takes. They were dumb takes half the time. He would say who would win.
Nobody believed him.
Yeah, it was just wild.
His takes always like
it was wrong. Yeah,
it was wrong.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's to the point where like people like whatever he said, people would go to with the
opposite. Yeah, because he's always wrong.
We'll see how he does now. You know what I'm saying? I know an erotic network offered him like $500,000 to come do a show over there where he could have strippers in the background and do all that stuff and just get paid.
Might get it.
Shit, might as well.
Might as well get it. You fine shit.
Getting the same money.
What?
Yeah, baby. If you get some money, who goes? It's got to be hell being that young and being retired, though. You know what I'm saying? That's we have anything else? I got anything?
Another thing I got, Reebok thinking about bringing back the Ray Allen Answer 4 shoes.
You talking about Iverson?
Yeah.
Not Ray Allen. You said Ray Allen.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to come out the 17th, I think. I'm looking to cop those.
The Ray Allens?
No,
they're the Iversons.
Oh, okay.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah, they've been releasing Iversons left and right, so I don't know why this one is a big deal. Because they've been releasing Iverson shoes for the past few years now.
Well, I think this is a good time, but it should have been. Well, yeah, you said.
Well, I guess the sneaker community is up in is going crazy. So anything that's retro, are like from back in the days that's come out now is selling out instantly. So
You think this COVID have anything to do with it? People just being at home?
yeah, bro.
People are buying shoes like they going places. Niggas
It's been crazy.
People buying shit like they going
collecting,
places.
just waiting, to everything opens back up.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
Like I'm gonna bust their ass when we open back up.
Or even in the future, they get some blank shoes, and you gotta get your
Your glasses,
shit glasses on.
them digital Jordans.
Check out these Balenciagas.
That's what even fucking Gucci is selling fucking digital sneakers, bro, for like $13, and people are buying them shits. I'm like, what the fuck? It just stays on your phone. A digital sneaker, bro.
You gotta give it to the rich people, though. They gotta find a way to separate you from your dollars. They getting them. They coming up across the common man's head, though. Every time they. That shit is water. I'm waiting till someone sells digital water.
Might as well, man. Hey,
Because that's probably the next thing. There's probably gonna be digital avatars that you have to feed and dress and drink, or else they die off if they don't eat. There's probably gonna be some kind of algorithm that makes it where.
busy, yeah.
Imagine like we had Gigapets. Remember when we were younger, Tamagotchis and Gigapets?
Right.
If you didn't feed it, they die after a while. There's probably like a digital avatar that if you didn't feed it, it will die.
Turn on your camera and you can see the dog
Digital
walking
Barbie
around
on
the
the
house.
house.
Yeah, digital, yep.
Shit is wild.
We got anything else when we sit through roll out?
I think that's the first one. We said LeBron's injury.
That's
We
old.
ain't talk about that.
That's old dudes.
LeBron just ain't playing this year.
All right. See do pop culture. Oh, what's his name? Charlemagne thinks that Rihanna would win versus Beyonce in the battle.
Not even
So what
close.
battle?
A versus.
Versus.
Not even close. Oh, did you guys check out the last versus?
Nah, because I don't know nothing about Earth, Wind and Fire like that.
I didn't check it. I watched it maybe for like a couple seconds because I
was
was
it?
I was watching with my
Ron
girl.
Isley.
She was like, "Where the fuck is Ron Isley?" I said, "You see the nigga with the white
He looks
beard?"
completely different now.
Yeah,
That nigga got that rebrand.
I was like, "You see the nigga with the white beard? That's Ron Isley." And she was like, "What? That's not. I don't look like Ron." I was like, "Yeah, he grew out the beard."
Yeah, he grew out the beard.
But the boldest move in versus history, Ron Isley pull out that fucking R. Kelly.
Oh
written
yeah, I heard that.
verse.
He played Contagious, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear no outrage.
Well, I know Mark Lamont Hill, which is what I hate, man, that black folks don't have enough news outlet. Because I hate the fact that we got one voice that tries to speak for us all.
Yeah.
Because Mark Lamont Hill went on TMZ and he was promoting his new. You know that there's a Black News Network. I don't know if you ever watched it.
Yeah, I
and he
heard
got
of
a
it.
show called Black News Tonight. He was like, everything was good. It was fire. Except, Ron Isley didn't need to play that Contagious from R. Kelly. No one
Nigga,
needs
that
to play
shit is
that.
fucking fire. What? Fuck you talking about?
I know that. Word verses. You think I'm gonna limit my scope? I'm gonna hit niggas all the goods.
Oh,
That's not the only song Ron Isley got with R. Kelly. I would have hit him with all of the songs I got with R. Kelly.
He got like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would have made sure that nigga didn't stand
I
up.
would have dropped all them
Yeah, you should have
bitches.
dropped all of them, man.
I would have dropped all them bitches back to back. Hit
I
y'all
don't
with
know
that Kelly.
how you-
Busted jump. Yeah, yeah, man.
I don't know
Oh,
how you don't
shit.
expect me to drop Contagious, bro, or Busted. Yeah, you think I'm gonna crack this nigga over the head? I'm gonna make sure Earth, Wind and Fire don't stand a
Oh,
chance.
man.
I
I gotta go back and watch that.
And everybody's talking about these verses, or they should do a songwriters verses, and they leave R. Kelly out of it. Like we don't all know fucking R. Kelly would wash everybody in the fucking verses.
It's like, yeah, that's what don't make any sense. It's like if you want the best, but you don't want the best to contend, then you're not doing a battle of the
You're not
best.
doing the- you're
Yeah,
not doing the
we want the
platinum
battle of the best.
justice.
We can still go against R. Kelly and say what his crimes are, but if we want the best, we need to know who are the best are at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But either way, Mark Lamont Hill was saying how that was the only issue. I was like, bro, it don't even have to be an issue. They say woke era, let them play the music, and we understand. We're like, we know the writer, what's there, but I don't understand. That song was, you know what I'm saying? That introduced Ron Isley to a whole new generation when it came out.
gave me a whole nother gave me respect for fucking the Isley brothers because they had the balls to fucking do it in this climate.
Yeah.
Like, cause A lot of these verses, people would have probably won if they would have went into their R. Kelly bag.
Yeah, if they would have bring out the R. Kelly bag.
Go into your R. Kelly bag and pour some of that fire out. You would have fucking won.
Might save the day. You lose it. You say, I got to bring out the R. Kelly bag. And with the big guns. Yeah. I got to hit these niggas with big guns and give them that R. Kelly. Yeah, I could probably save a couple of these niggas. But yeah, Ron Isley, Mr. Big still out here.
So I didn't watch none of the verses, but once I heard that he played that, I was like, yeah, the Isley Brothers won.
Yeah,
that's all I needed.
I didn't watch the what's name though either. The Raekwon versus
I didn't watch that one either.
That was too New York for me. What was that? Raekwon versus
Ghostface.
Them niggas was too New York for me. Like I can't name 3 songs between. Like they were New York and. Unabashedly New York. You know what I'm saying? There's some, like I listen to New York artists, but there's some New York artists at the time that they had the New York beat, the New York bop. Just at the time they weren't, I don't even know if they were super lyrical. I just feel like I felt some people that blew up because of the time that they're in. It's not that they're timeless. Like the Locks are timeless. It wasn't the time that they're in that made them beasts. Jadakiss, right when he came out back then, this motherfucker's a monster. Yeah, until now, he's a monster. Yeah. Now when I listen to old Ghostface and those guys, like, they ain't doing that for me. So I know that you just so happen that you happen to win in that time that you're in.
You're just rocking with the the trend.
You're rocking with the trend. Yeah. Maybe even then, but that trend was on your favor. It was favoring you at the time. So that's why I can't listen to you outside of that. But there's some people that live and die by Ghostface and what's name? I can't tell you who won in Raekwon. I can't tell you who won in that era, in that time. I think that's it. Y'all want to give any recommendations?
We still got politics.
What do we have in politics?
The George Floyd. We talking about it? George Floyd trial.
No, it's still going on. Yeah, I feel Buddy might get convicted.
He should.
Because this is the only time I've never seen so many cops testify against a cop, bro.
Yeah, this shit is fucking stacked against him. If he gets anything other than guilty,
they need to shoot the jurors, bro. Yeah, he needs to lean on the necks of the jurors. Someone need to lean on the necks of the jurors. Bro, his boss came in and said it was wrong. The special coordinator came in and said that shit was wrong. The fucking people that do the paramedics came in and said this was wrong. Everybody came. I've never seen so much law enforcement people came in and said this was a death choke. This is deadly. The UFC black guy came and said it's death. I'm like, bro, this guy is over with.
Yeah, there's no way.
I've never seen so many law enforcement. You know, law enforcement using thin blue line. They're like, look, man, this guy, he got too bold. We got to serve him to the fish now because shit is shaking up right now.
Now, if they want, if
they're getting defunded,
if the jury wants the country to go in flames, find them not guilty. The country will go fucking ape shit if that shit happens, bro.
Because the family already had the biggest settlement in history for, you know what I'm saying, biggest black settlement, biggest death by officer settlement, like $40 billion. So that part's already done. So now it's just the criminal act of it. Usually the criminal act, usually the civil comes after.
Yeah,
but they just settled before. Got the 40, but I think he's gonna be out of here. The only issue is will the co-officers, the other officers, what will they get? Will they get? I don't know if they'll get murder too. Maybe they'll get even though they're charged, but maybe you could give them what. Accessory or what's the name? I'm not expecting them to get banned.
A lot of them weren't on the job for like not even a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was the most experienced there. He was there for like 15 plus years, 17 even.
He just got to go though. That 9 minutes, 7 to 9 minutes of just leaning on someone's neck, it was just too blatant. The fact that you have a paramedic there saying, "I'm a paramedic, he can't breathe, you need to get off him. Get out of here, You wanted people off. You threatening that you're going to tase people, tell people they could be next. And then after you done did all that, you didn't even bother trying to resuscitate them. Like, the defense...
Even when he was unresponsive, you just stay there, too.
Yeah, the defense is in now. Is trying to say he did everything on his rights that he was supposed to do. Just because you get the CPR license, you don't retrain for it every year. So that don't mean he knows how to do it. Trying to show that he did what he was supposed to do, even though he didn't do any more... After you do a stroke, that's not part of his job description. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he ain't doing any less either.
Exactly. I like at this point. I think I don't even know. sometimes I wonder how can I even be a defense attorney? Because sometimes I'm like, what do you want me to do, bro?
Yeah, bro.
It's like, I don't even know how I'm getting this check right now, bro.
How they kicking his ass? He needs to just throw in the towel.
Like, yeah,
He should just be at his table and you just see a white towel come through the screen.
Your Honor,
we done.
Your Honor, what pleas y'all got back there? Let me look at the plea deals. What the plea looking like right now? They whooping that nigga ass, bro.
Flag of the play.
What's crazy is his lawyer will call in and try to get the defense, try to speak. So are you angry? His lawyer is getting his ass kicked every day. Like, Jesus, this can't be good for my career, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to see. I really don't know, bro.
But it's also like, as far as like even like attorneys, like a lot of parents push their kids towards like that occupation, but they don't know what comes with it. Like having to defend somebody who does like crime like this, and it goes against your own like morale, your
but also though you get the call in witnesses, and they usually know how to. You know what happened is cops usually know. The thing is, one of the worst witnesses you hate, you don't like to get a cop because you can't pay them bad, and the juror kind of. Because how America's set up, we kind of have a liking for cops. We believe the word is gospel. And when every fucking law enforcement come on there and say, yeah, this shit's excessive, you bury me. Every time I call another witness, this motherfucker's jamming me up. Like, this shit is, you know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm like, y'all know how is this going to work for me, bro? This shit's stacked against me.
Throw in the towel.
Yeah, I got to throw in the towel. Let me see what the pleas looking like. Yeah.
After all that shit, you just got to, before they even ask you for anything, they say, defense, do you have anything else? Do you have any witnesses? We rest our case. We rest our case, sir. Yeah. Judge, we rest our case. It's over for us. We're done.
He I don't know, maybe he'll try to call for a plea. The thing is, right now, you might not even have a plea. That's why he's fucked up at. Yeah. It's not even that it's too late. You kill that nigga on camera for 7 minutes. When the DA know they got you, like, why am I even give you a plea? Nigga? We send your ass to jail. There is no plea. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to take this W because you know they want the W.
Exactly. We want to show the people that were on their side for once.
Giving them a plea, you're not getting that W. So now we really want this W. We going to give you this life.
That's what's fucked up. Because I know he probably like, man, that 2025 looking good right now. Let me get this 25 right quick. And, maybe it's time serve. I can get out in 15 years or something. Or it's wild. I don't know. Because any other case, I could see them still asking, do you want to take a plea? What are his plea options? Maybe 13 years, maybe 15.
It's just too much media attention.
Too much media, they can't,
for them to go back in the back scenes and offer him a plea.
Maybe they hit him over the head with like 40 and he could get a retrial and bump it down to 20. See, this is different than I feared for my life, I shot him. That's what was different. This was the only case this nigga was blatantly 3 officers on him, and I just stand on his fucking neck.
And he was handcuffed.
And I just would not get off his neck. You have no excuse, bro. You look bad, bro. You gotta. This is a.
And even after he was not responding, and you still.
Yeah, it's a wild thing because what happens is people try to put themselves in the police officer's position. Well, I would be scared too if a big dude came at me. But now I'm like, yeah, you keep your feet on his neck. That's murder, bro. A lot of people can't put themselves in there. I ain't killing niggas, bro. Not on the job, man. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is wild. And
you can't even. There's no way you could even come up with "I feared for my life" because
he was already restrained.
You had him restrained from the jump.
Yeah,
you had him restrained since inside the store or outside the store. There was never a confrontation like that.
I thought they got him out, not even outside the store. Like they pull him out of his car. Yeah.
Not to mention, they try to bring into evidence that there was pills in his car that was never found when they arrested him. It was found 6 months later when they searched the car. Mm-hmm. So that even kind of looks serious suspect. Because, the defense thing is trying to say that he was pre-existing conditions because he might have been on fentanyl, this, that, and a third. But that, I didn't find that day of arrest. And it was found 6 months later. It kind of looks fishy.
What?
If you go online, like when you go to these like progressives, I mean, there was like,
of course they're gonna want.
They'll be talking about, the guy already was high in the system. He had drugs in the system.
You got Candace Owens saying,
Candace Owens. You have people. And I'm like, listen, what's the matter if it's high in the system?
You say right now,
I could take 100 drugs. If you stand on my neck, that's what killed me. No matter the drugs, you stand on my fucking neck.
Yeah.
It don't make any sense how y'all see a murder in y'all very eyes.
What's in there? Candace Owens, she discussed me so much. I can't even listen to anything. I can't even look at her.
Yeah, I had a couple
Hear nothing
people trying to
she
send me
said,
videos. She had a good
Yeah, I
interview this
can't,
past
bro.
week.
I
I was like, I don't know if Candace is the time of
can't.
day, bro. I said,
I can't. Bro.
after she went before Congress and fought against reparations and shit and talk about systematic racism is fake and called George Floyd a thug. Off of one encounter, one footage is a thug.
And what's his name? What's that kid in Georgia? Aubrey. What is it?
She called him a thug too?
Yeah.
The one that got shot from the cops in his back?
From the three.
Oh, the one that was running, and then we found out he didn't do nothing wrong when I was running through the house,
Yeah.
and he got shot. It's just fucking blatant. Candace is, I don't even know what you call that level of cooning, other than the fact that you know your people is not gonna ever take you back. That you just trying to make a home with these new people, these white folks, as much as
I
possible.
don't even fucking want you.
Yeah.
They may not want you, but you know you have no home to go to.
They'll accept her.
Like she knows that she's so
Because
far
she's
gone.
in their favor.
They'll tolerate her.
Tolerate because
But
they know
they're
she's
never
in their
gonna
favor.
accept you as one
Yeah.
of theirs.
Yeah.
No, fuck not. No,
Like
fuck
she
not.
knows that she's so far gone from blacks and she crossed so many lines that she can only, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she can only coon. Yeah.
Because there's people like, let's say like George Soros, there's pro-conservative black folks that when some shit is so blatant, they're just not going to speak on it. They're going to say this black culture. They're not going to, there's some stuff that there's no winning side in. This is a loser. I ain't got to speak on it. I ain't got to make it every time something's black.
like, it's like
I'm
she
gonna
ride-
hop
she
on the
ride
opposite.
hard
Yeah,
just
I'm going to go on
to-
the opposite every time.
Just to,
The opposite
like,
of black.
really, like, just show like she's against.
Yeah,
like,
it don't make any sense.
the culture. It's
Yeah.
it's bad. Even the racists, like even like
Yeah, even the
sometimes,
racists
like,
wouldn't be so bold to say this
Yeah.
shit. And they'll tolerate you because you get to give the pass to say it, and they'll allow you on Fox. The stuff Candace has said, if other white people said, they probably wouldn't allow those folks on Fox. You know what I'm saying?
She's that extreme.
Yeah, that's how wild
Fucking
she is,
extreme,
bro.
Yeah.
So it's wild. Yeah, I want to give any recommendations,
what was it?
or you got anything else?
Just one more. We had the a suspect that drove toward the U.S. Capitol, killed one officer and injured another one.
Yeah. That did happen.
Hopped out of the vehicle with a knife, charging that.
They sprayed his ass up as they should. Here's what happened. I'm glad this narrative went away. He rushed to the hospital. This is how crazy the news is. That's kind of let you know why some stuff don't stick and stuff do stick. The media is kind of fucked up on which we pick stuff. They said if he was white, we'd have still been hearing about it. But it ended up happening. It was a black guy.
Really?
Yeah, it was a black guy that did it. But they had already suspended his social media. He was like a Louis Farrakhan advocate. He's like a Nation of Islam. But he's not part of Nation of Islam. But he was always quoting Louis Farrakhan. So Louis Farrakhan was trending on Twitter. They're talking about, Louis Farrakhan is. They said Louis Farrakhan has radicalized countless black folks, black terrorists. I like if he's radicalized countless black terrorists. Where's the terrorist act from the countless black folks that's Farrakhan has radicalized? Where's the terroristic acts? You know what I'm saying? If he's radical, you know what I'm saying? And I thought for a second there was going to go on this whole spiel of, because online for that day, they was trying to say Democrats love Louis Farrakhan, this, that, and the third. And people was like, here goes Louis Farrakhan saying that he loves Trump because he's what America needs perfectly. He's showing America's true colors that America's. So they was just trying to say, well, like, Louis Farrakhan was never.
With the system, with the politics.
He was never with the politics. He doesn't people to go vote or anything. That's not what the NOI is about. You know what I'm saying? They're all about self-sufficiency. That party line stuff, he already tell you they're not really on that. They're about that chicken soup coming up the roost. They ain't trying to. But for a second there, Republicans seemed like they were trying to pin this on him. And like, show me the video where I told niggas to go out and go in and run towards the fucking towards the Capitol. I'm not part of y'all system. Why would I want people to, you know what I'm saying, to go tackle y'all system? I could bring 1 million people to the Capitol, which he's done 2 times already. Why would I? You know what I'm saying? That don't make any sense. Yeah, why would I send one person when I could send 1 million? This shit is fucking wild. So I'm glad that it came and it went right over. I was like, y'all ain't about to go. I thought the system really was about to say, we're going to fuck up Louis Farrakhan's legacy one last time before this nigga died. You know how they don't let us leave without an asterisk. They're like, we're going to tell. I'm like, damn. I'm thinking they're getting old boy out of here, bro. I'm like, they about to get him out of here, but it kind of came in and went. I was like, because I know you're not going to find a footage where he told people to storming the Capitol. I think Buddy got fired. He was kind of going through it. Same typical mental issue shit. People that go out, they feel people's following them online. There's like a pattern to these crazy people.
He had a bad day.
He had a bad day. That's it.
He had a bad day.
He had a string of stuff. Then he had a bad day, and someone had to pay for it. There's like a pattern to these crazy people. Though. They get fired, then they start being paranoid. Then they start telling themselves someone's following them. Next thing they commit a murder. This shit is social media's got to start having it. They have all these algorithms. You got to have an algorithm for a terrorist attack. That's what we got to let us know. Flag the profile like this guy here. He might be next. It's crazy. I think he was looking at the videos of the new. Remember the Nation of Islam guy, the younger guy now. The bow tie that I tell you that I don't like.
What's
how
his name?
Rizza Islam. Yeah. He was quoting like a lot of videos of him speaking about the vaccine. You're like, look, we don't do what's the name, but you will not be forcing a vaccine upon us, or it'll be this, that, or they're like, vaccine still isn't forced on nobody just yet. But I don't know. Rizza is at the beginning. I forgot his name. What is it? Rizza Islam? What's his name?
Rizza Islam.
Even with him, I'm like, I don't really know, but. Because so many of them sound just like Malcolm. I feel like it's a copycat act. I don't know how true. I want to.
Yeah, is it really their true self? Yeah.
Is it really true self? It's like you learn the word. How come you can't learn the word, speak the word, but speak in your dialect? How come all y'all all sound and talk like the same, which I do it? And Farrakhan don't speak like that. So if y'all want to copy, Farrakhan don't speak like that. He don't speak in the same mannerisms as Malcolm X. But all the followers of the thing that try to get popular all speak in Malcolm X mannerism, which is crazy because Malcolm X left the lead and they still say it's like you're serving two masters. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy because Rizza's one. There's the other red guy that I was saying. He was saying Michael Jackson was a conspiracy that he got killed. He's done Vlad interviews. There's a couple of them, man. So. I don't know, but those dudes do spare a lot of. I can't say they're spitting conspiracies because again, they're speaking for their religion. Yeah,
but you kind of speak kind of slow a little bit.
They speak slow. Okay. They try to say other words out. They do a lot of this stuff. I guess you know how they.
Yeah, he was saying how like even like Trump. He was comparing Trump and Obama. How like Obama was more like what you call it, a yes man versus Trump.
Yeah. You know, they have all different, so, you know, it just all depends.
What recommendations y'all got for the week?
Recommendations, let me see.
I started watching the show on Netflix called, what is it called? Dark. That's pretty fire.
What is it about?
It has like the thing. I think it's based out of I don't know if it's Germany or some shit like that. So he has like an American dub over it. So you can either watch it with the American dub voiceover dub, or you can read it with the captions. I do it with the voiceover dubs. I don't really notice. It's not bad. It's like some crime that happens in like 1990. It has to do with like it's like 3 generations. It has time travel in a sense. Like a kid goes missing. He runs inside a cave, and the family cannot find him. Whatsoever. The city's looking for a killer, this, that, or the third. And they're trying to wonder why he went missing. And the dad that tries to retrace him, trying to find the killer, he goes into the same cave years later and he kind of spots the killer and as a kid in a sense and tries to kill the kid. It's just kind of it's trippy though. Like the newspaper now reflects someone who killed the kid longer. You don't know which came first, the murder or the thing. The shit is real. It's real trippy. Time paradox. It's real dope. It's called Dark. It's going on its 4th season. It's 3 seasons in already. So that one's really. If you like time travel and all this paradox and dark dramas, that shit's fire.
The only thing I watched interesting was Bad Trip. I ended up watching that on Netflix.
I started the beginning of that. The fucking first prank was cool with the naked shit was fucking hilarious. I didn't like the second one with Tiffany Haddish going off on her brother. I gotta finish getting into it. See what's the same.
It really is one of those you gotta be high to watch that shit.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to take a gummy.
Funny. Yeah, take a gummy and watch it. I wasn't high. I was like, yeah, this is some silly shit. But
Yeah,
I would say if you're gonna watch Bad Trip, get high
and then watch it.
then watch it.
Because they dropped that with no promotion, no nothing. It's crazy the way that media is even going, though. Like the fact that they could just drop anything anytime now.
Yeah, people are home and
People are home regardless.
and want content to
They're looking
watch.
for stuff, yeah.
But my thing is, how these companies, I'm always wondering, like, how they going to make their money back? Because some movies cost a shitload to drop. And now,
Yeah, I'm
if
wondering
I
too
make
about,
100, 200 billion, how am I going to make my money back if I just drop it off these people's subscription per month? I'm going to have to give y'all commercials, though. Halfway through that bitch, at the beginning, I need to recoup some of
I
this
was
money
thinking
back.
about that too, like with Coming to America too. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
That's the thing. Well,
it was the most watched movie too.
they get
Yeah, but
money-
that's through Amazon. They're making the money through the subscribers.
yeah, they
I
get,
can see
they
that.
get their money up
They
front
bought,
from
they
the
bought it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get their money up front from the service, the
From Paramount,
streaming platform.
Okay, but let's say something like AT&T owns HBO Go, right? AT&T stock hardly ever moves. Like if you buy their stock, you're buying it just for dividends. In a sense, you can buy their stock, don't really move. So they're not making any extra money. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, through the stock, they're not really. They might be making money. I guess. Yeah, never mind, because the stock doesn't represent the thing.
it doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah, so they might be making more money. It's just the stock doesn't rep because the stock's so old. I was correlating the stock with the actual make money. So they might be making more money right now, but the stock doesn't show it. But usually a lot of these companies, when they make more money, their stock shows it.
Social media.
Yeah, the stock exactly. Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
It's just the Instagram for the company.
because AT&T, no matter how good they do, the stock don't really budge. And even though they have all these shows on HBO, that's why I was like, if it's not making the money, why would I keep pressing up all this I'm saying all these movies if it's worth it? I just think now that we're in a stickler, maybe now we're gonna be able to see the real cost of movies. 'Cause I know they had to be inflation and double charging and all this other shit. It'll never make no sense for a movie to cost $300 million, $400 million to make.
Jeez.
Couple of people with cameras, bro. A couple of geeks behind the camera with CGI. Ain't no way, bro. These motherfuckers been.
Well, if you're doing stunts, destroying cars, it's still not.
Yeah, if you breaking out brand new shit to break them down, yeah. But now when you have to now when the purse strings are tight, you're gonna have to learn how to make movies just like these low budget people do. These low budget people that don't really have a budget, the folks in the hood, they make miracles happen.
Yeah, you gotta get creative.
Yeah, get creative. That whole blowing $300, $400 million for a movie and hoping you get $1 billion back. The fact is, the margins of movies are always small, anyways. They made a lot of money, but the margins weren't that much based on how much it costs to make.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna have to go back to it. What recommendation you said, yeah, Greg?
I'm thinking about this show. I've heard it from a friend of mine a while ago, but it just popped up in my head called Idiocracy.
Oh, I've been hearing about that. I've been hearing about that for years. They said that's what America's headed towards. I think they said the Trump era showed it the most. So
What platform is it on?
What was it? You could find it on Amazon.
yeah, you can find a couple places. Terry Crews is in it, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Terry Crews, yeah. I think some guy, I don't know if he's an idiot or he's trying running for president, he tries playing off, and he ends up winning, becoming president of the U.S. or some shit. I had a couple people recommend that to me.
What is it called?
Idiocracy.
I'll probably check it out this week.
Came out a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all already know what to do, folks. It's coming to the end of the podcast. So we gotta let y'all know. Hit us up on That's Absurd Pod on Instagram, That's Absurd Pod on Twitter, That's Absurd Podcast on Facebook. You can always drop an email at That's Absurd Podcast at gmail.com. And you could do like the mayor did this week and drop a voicemail at 407-900-6076. That number is 407-900-6076. And we'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate ya.